You thought it was 48 hours, didn't you?
I'd like to show you something.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want, and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this,
You have to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky?
Well, good evening. How are you all doing tonight on Toxic Tuesday, episode 113? And no, we are not doing 48 hours. We're doing the classic titled Trading Places. I love this, actually. I almost don't want to get rid of it, but I kind of have to because Billy Ray Valentine wouldn't be pleased if I just kept that piece there. Or would I be accused of the digital blackface? But how are you all doing tonight? Welcome. We got a nice crowd here early and right away. Thank you all for being here right away. I appreciate it. All right, let's see some faces here. Putin's Cat, Emperors, and Biggles Mets. Yolanda Gain, Davina Duckworth, Darth Viewer, Fuck Mr. Full of Shit, and Emotionally Unstable Amphibian. How you doing? And the Confuser, hello. Hey, my guy Juckalo Deathcock, Stuart Mitchell. How you doing, Stuart Mitchell? Kendon Bronner, my friend Kendon Bronner. How are you, sir? Stephen Mack. And Sandy Monkey. This is going to be huge. Thank you guys for being here. And look, and Kendon Bronner has been a member for 3 months. Thank you for supporting the channel for 3 months, sir, as a balls to the wall member, might I add. I mean, it only makes sense, right? Thank you for being a member, Kendon Bronner. How you doing, Frank Hammett? All right. So, yes, guys, 'tis the season. So tonight, trading places, and then next week, we're gonna leave it to a vote. We're gonna do 3 movies, and I'll probably run it up to like 100, 150 votes. I'll put it on the community tab tonight or tomorrow. And I'm thinking either for next week, it'll either be something like Scrooged or Jingle All the Way or Gremlins. But tonight it's Trading Places. But just letting you know, that'll be a vote. We haven't done a vote since, I think, since this channel had like, 400 subs. So I figured, why not bring it back to when the show was in a bit of a smaller time per se. So we're gonna leave it to a vote again. It's gonna be fun. I like having the vote. I hope you guys like having the vote. Let you guys know that, hey, the power is yours too, and that's something even Captain Planet cannot touch. So yes, right. That's right, Empress and all right, let's bring in our dudes here. We're gonna start off with the Geary, the one who
How did I get here?
I don't know about you, but guess what, guys? Did you know if he will put it in his butt?
That's right. That's my new catchphrase. Nick and I came up with it the other night, and it was a big laugh. Like, that's right. If it's really good, I want it in my butt.
How you doing, dude? Glad to have you here.
pretty good, man. I'm always excited to be here, man. This is great.
Hey.
I'm making my mixed drink right now.
Ooh, I like that.
It's not so great. It's just Mountain Dew and cranberry juice. It tastes awesome.
Give yourself some credit here, okay? You're having a delicious beverage, okay?
It's true.
See, now you're talking.
That's
Now
me peeing in a cup right now.
Oh man. And we got another member chat here from Clay Tomasin. He's been a member for 3 months as well. Looking good, Billy Ray. Oh, and look, and Keely Chow back vindicated.
Keely Chow.
Dude, hell
good
yeah.
friend.
Where are you at?
Yeah,
by
I
the
saw
way?
that. He backed it today and he put us to $1,600 today.
1,600s, guys. Nice. 1,600. Woo.
More exciting news, just to let you know. KGRA Radio is making an ad just for me and the campaign.
Dude.
And they're going to start playing it on all their radio shows.
Dude.
Oh, and tomorrow, our article interview goes live on Bleeding Fool.
Ooh, nice. Congratulations, dude. You're not far from 2K, too, on top of that. That means you're going to get there. It's going to be great. It's going to be diabolical. Oh,
I got to make sure that Richard gets paid.
Well, you got to push a little harder. All right, and then the baby will come out.
Always about pushing harder. Always push harder. You get the crowning, and that baby's head shiny. Come on, baby, come out.
I'm glad you're here, sir. Thank you for being here. Let's bring in some of our other dudes here, like our red shirt, the red shirt, just another red shirt. How are you, red shirt?
I'm great and looking forward to talking about this movie with you guys. This is gonna be fun.
Oh, yes, it is. It's a good timing to be having this one. I do hope Mr. Tom will be around tonight because I know he was very instrumental on wanting to have this one. So I do hope he'll show up late tonight. If not, we're going to have a ball. But Tom, if you're out there, I want you to come. I want you to come.
And we want you to come loud.
I'm glad you could be here, sir. Let's have fun. Let's get a little festive tonight. And let's bring in the man with the hands, the handy that isn't Randy, but is Bruce Lombardo.
Hello, gentlemen. How are we doing tonight?
We are by winning. How are you, my friend?
Sir, I feel so great. I'm playing with some commodities here before I put these between my cheek and my gums, and I suckle upon the caffeinated goodness of these Arabica beans. And yeah, I picked that up. But no, this is a great movie. I can't wait to talk about it. This is one of the best movies that came out in 1983. There was another movie that John Landis did in 83, made him kind of infamous. And we'll ever talk about that, but we will on my channel one of these days because that, I don't know. I've been reading up on that, and the more I read about it, I'm like, man, this is anyway, Trading Places. Yeah. Looking forward to talking about this movie about commodities and seeing how the Prince and the Pauper in 1980s works out, which, by the way, if you've not seen this movie, save this stream for later. It'll be here. And if not,
it will be here.
Nick will put it somewhere safe where it won't be taken down and nobody can get offended by it. I mean, people could get offended by it, but we just don't give a shit. And I mean,
it won't be Gary's butt.
No, not up Gary's butt.
I want that in my butt.
I tell you what, though, if you give Nick $100 super chat, he will find you a $7.
He will put it up my butt. He will.
He will find you a $7 crash helmet so you can help. You can, be protected.
Always wear your protection.
I want you to wear protection, kids. Put John Landis in your butt. I love you, Nick. Man, this is a great movie. Thank you for choosing this or allowing this to be discussed so close to when it actually thematically takes place. And this is a great time. Gary, I'm wanting to learn more about your Vindicated.
We can talk after the show, buddy. I'll talk to you about it.
Yeah. Thank you.
And you know what? I got to tell you, between Midnight's Edge, your show, Nick,
Yeah.
doing the show on Saturday, and then doing the show with Clobbery. Man, you guys helped get us where we're at, because we were only at a couple $100, and you guys
Really?
pushed us over. Loki, Midnight's Edge, you, Clobbery, just absolutely knocked us out of the park with our numbers.
Good, as it should be, man. You
So,
have
in
a
other
comment
words, you
that
need to
looks
have me
genuinely
back on again,
freaking
because that was
awesome.
great. No,
Well, oh no, you're gonna come.
Gary,
All right.
put your link in the private chat if you could.
Post it in his private, and he will put it in the chat, and
I
he will take it out from his private.
just got my Christmas bonus, so yeah, I'll help you out,
Christmas
brother.
bonus or Christmas?
well,
bonus?
I should. I mean, it'll be nice if Mark gets a chance to put it up into the webosphere on the show. So it's in
All
the
right.
private chat.
All right, he put it in there. All right, it looks
I put
good.
it
It
all
looks
the
like
way
it
in.
fits
It's
in there.
all the
right,
way in.
Bruce, he put it in there. So just like you may have your hands full right now, but you have to check from behind. Okay.
Oh, are we going to get a dick shot here? Oh, okay, no.
No. My buddy has his brand new shirts out.
Oh shit, that is so
Ooh, those are
cool.
killer.
Look
Fuck
at
Hell
that.
yeah.
Pepe the Navigator. He's gonna steer us home.
The Froggy Navigator. That's awesome.
So I got the private chat. You guys want to check that out? Go on ahead. That's a buddy of mine who's going through some medical issues right now, but he's got a bunch of shit on this page for whatever it is, the t-shirts webpage. But thank you so much. I'm going to check this Vindicated out because I want to see this. Awesome. Fun.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Well, looks like you got a lot of things you got to put in there, so this is gonna be good. All right.
You were a combat medic?
Yeah.
We're gonna talk more.
Yeah, that's what's on the hat there. Well, if it
You're like they're gonna shoot each other with darts in their butt.
We're gonna have some range time, Nick. You want to come?
Oh, I want to come. All right, let's bring in our other dudes here because they're waiting ever so patiently. I think this man had sushi today. Did he not? Tell me if I heard that correctly. How are you?
Yeah,
the
keto
Simple
sushi,
one?
didn't you?
Shit, I had real sushi.
Oh,
And then we went to goddamn Cold Stone.
Ooh. How was
I
it, man?
hear them. They're coming for me.
are they coming loud?
Yes. I was going to ask, like, am I in?
Am I in?
Am I in?
You're all the way in, buddy.
All right, I'm all the way in. That's what I want to know.
You're like the mouse and the elephant.
It's like I come in, I get brought into the green room, and I hear I'm crowning, and then we've got Bruce over here flicking beans, and then I'm all the way in.
I want that
So
in
you
my
had
butt.
a good day so far, then clearly.
Yeah.
You're missing out on these beans, bro.
Ooh, you're missing out on the beans.
He says. Now, are these the kind of beans that you have Gary eat, then you get them when they come out of his butt?
We could definitely upcharge that. Yes.
I know
to hire a
that's
man
kind of
servant
monkey,
to follow
but I
Gary
mean, why not
around.
Gary?
I'll be like the old man in Monty Python. I'm not dead yet.
Oh, this movie is good. I can't wait to talk about this movie.
All right, let's do this here. All right, let's bring it. Oh, Trading Randy's is here. We missed you, Handy Randy. Where have you been? Handy and all. It's about time.
I knew he was going to make an appearance tonight. I just didn't know it was going to be in the chat.
Yeah. Well, we got one other guy who's here. Well, the other guy's in the chat.
Well,
how
good
are
evening.
you, that 70s rock
Good evening.
fan?
What a great time to be alive. What a great time of year. What a great time to be on this panel. Bruce has just got his Christmas boner, which is very nice for him every year. Once a year, he gets his boner. And as a contributor to Vindicated, I have to say that I'm very pleased, Gary, that you're not far from 2K. You are far from talented, of course, but you're not far from 2K. So that's
argument.
nice.
No argument.
And it's always great to be talking about a movie that we know that Mad Martigan is going to be employed on. So I always enjoyed that.
Yes.
So it's great to be here.
Nice. Well, hey, 70s. I'm glad you could slip in
He
here.
looks good from behind.
You would say that.
I was getting ready to say the same thing.
That beard tickles quite a bit, though. He really needs to go clean shaven again. I didn't realize he had such nice hands.
It's the only time I bet he wished he had smaller hands.
All right, let's bring in one other dude here, and he is the man who made all our handy randy, ever so lovely, ever so eloquent visuals, and he has got a great avatar to boot. How are you, Mark?
Oh, doing great. I just had to do some really tough work for the show, and unfortunately, I had to stare at Jamie Lee Curtis's naked breasts for the last 15 to 20 minutes.
And it was hell, wasn't it?
It was hell, yeah. So I got to go to confession. And
isn't that good for your health if you do that?
Especially
15
after
minutes
I
a
gave
day?
you that terrible news that she was actually biologically born both sexes.
Well, my heart rate's up right now, so yeah. You certainly couldn't tell, but yeah.
That just made her more attractive to Mark.
Yeah.
I think we all kind of let go of that bothering us with her.
Yeah, I think
Tony Curtis made the right decision, didn't he? Make her a girl.
Tony Curtis did the right thing. Yes. What a good father.
So yes,
By
this
the way,
movie's
guys-
totally politically incorrect these days, right? So we're gonna
That's
have
right.
fun with it. But yeah,
There's a
Trading Randys.
all of you guys on the team here in the private chat. You get to see all three of the chapters, not all, but 3 chapters from my book.
Just bookmarking that now.
Oh, he's got a lot to mark in there.
So what you're saying is, it's got to wait a little while. And I can read the whole thing for free.
I'm not
Pretty
gonna
much.
no, you don't.
Oh.
No, you'll be asking for a refund after that, Dustin.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Gary. I'm looking forward to it. Really am.
Gary,
Good for you, mate.
Gary, I just contributed. Thank you, sir, and I can't wait for Vindicated.
Ooh, let's you know what? Let's open it up. Let's see where you, so guys, Gerry was at $1,600. And yes, I know this is not comic stream, but
It
we
is
got
now
a shot because we got a
$1,700.
creator. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's share this really quick.
You do
just
not want to
show
read
off.
the message that he sent with the $100 though, and
Oh,
so I'm going to
sure
be having to
might
do
get
some nasty
demonetized.
shit for him.
Ooh, 17.
But guys, he was at $1,600. Now he's at a good old $1,700. Congratulations, Gerry. How
Thank you,
about
thank you,
that,
thank you.
dude? Hell yeah.
Thank you, my friend.
This is freaking awesome, dude. You're $300 away from 2K.
When you
How
think
you
that,
feeling right now?
I feel pretty good about it, especially like I said before the show, KGRA is making an ad just for this campaign to be playing on every show on their radio.
Nice.
Okay, so with this $100 tier, you get a printed copy of the comic, plus a bookmark, plus a signed 11 by 17 pin of print. Hopefully it's Gerry naked, and then a ball cap and a pin. Wow.
It would only be really appropriate if it was Gerry naked, but instead of having his hanging schlong, it was covered up with Mads' face.
I can hardly wait to the comments that if that were the truth, because then you would hear comments like, "My God, you have goat balls."
I thought I was going to be late. Have you guys not started the movie yet?
No,
Tom.
hi,
Just-
Tom.
We have not.
We're waiting
talking
for
I'm
the
about
trying to, but Gerry keeps talking about things he'd like to put
Well,
somewhere.
in my
but
butt.
what
I
was
just had
in your
one more
butt?
thing to say about that, Gary. Isn't $1,700 what you normally make in a month hanging out in street corners?
Tom walked
yes,
in at a
he-
very
he-
awkward moment. Tom
1700
came in at probably the weirdest moment.
He ran about 130 days within 30 days. Yeah, they're 70s.
Tom looks even more confused. Is that
what's
Joe Biden?
going on
He's
here?
Biden now. Oh my God.
What do we do with it?
Brandon.
Come on, man.
Collecting money from your son.
What?
He needs money.
Come on,
Can
man.
I don't know enough
donate
about
him
my
$1 million?
laptop. Enough about that laptop. What?
I could use some money too. Do you have an extra $1 million
That's
lying
different hair.
around?
Tell you what, if I win the
My
Powerball,
That's how I
the 8 of us
identify
are
people.
going to meet up. in
Sniffing their
South
hair.
Florida.
Hands off me, bro.
What? Confederate.
Hey, I've got a war I want to. I've got a foreign war I want to start. Could you send me some money?
He did what to a snake?
Damn it, Keely, that I can't. I don't want to think about the midgets that way.
Oh, we're watching that. They're trading plates. Trading places.
Trading plates.
Is that it?
No, it's 48 hours, Mr. President.
Yes, you
Huh?
incoherent boomer.
48
I don't
hours.
know.
We're
That's how
talking
long I got
about
to
a
live.
movie.
There's
49 hours.
there's the side, there's someone you know quite well. It was a side of beef there.
I like ice cream. Ice cream's good.
Oh god.
You know what else I like? Sniffing hair.
Pooping his pants on national TV.
It's I did poop up here.
Oh, damn.
Al Franken. There you go.
Yeah.
I
Frank
know that
Oz?
guy.
That's a man who keeps
Al
abreast
Franken.
of things.
He's
That's nice.
Mr. President, you're
senator.
at to sit down, maybe fall down some stairs,
Congressman,
and you're
something
at
like
to
that.
shut up, okay?
that guy.
Because we got a movie to talk
I
about.
wonder if Al Franken's ever met Lauren Boebert.
Probably.
You know, this is set in Philadelphia. They didn't show a single fucking cheesesteak. I was like, what the fuck?
Well, they showed the hoagies.
But
the
they
hoagie
show
place.
Rocky Statue.
Yeah.
That's not a
Yeah,
cheese.
you're right. You know
and
cheesesteak,
the Liberty
yeah.
Bell.
It
The
doesn't
Liberty Bell.
need to be. It's Rocky Statue.
This movie
It's
does so
fucking
much.
Rocky Statue.
And that was back before they moved Rocky's statue.
Yes, it was
Right.
before they moved it. Me and my
Do
buddy
we know
Joe
why they moved
Desktop-
it? It
Because
I
Bill
don't know,
Wilbur
but-
didn't like the bear.
People kept bumping into it.
Well, people were doing damage to the foot. I remember that.
Weird.
I thought they just felt it was inappropriate, given it was a fictional character, that it was so prominent on the at the top of the steps.
Prominently placed.
Yeah.
But then again, you know, he prominently placed that city in his movies.
Mm.
Come on, man.
Wow.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
So, anyways, let's talk about the movie of Trading Places.
I love how
This
Yeah,
is about
in Philly,
the
negatives.
Oh, God,
Trading
here goes
thing.
Beijing. Hey, go
I'm
back to China.
market.
The insider
I
trading. You don't know
Chinese
anything
market.
about that.
I remember when Hunter Biden was a good boy.
Hey,
Is that Napoleon? No, sorry, just kidding.
Rocky.
Hey,
Oh, there's Rocky.
hey,
where's
Joe,
Bullwinkle?
There's Rocky.
how's your shower with Ashley?
There's the late Denholm Elliott.
Oh, great. Didn't
Denholm
man in the world.
Elliott. Denholm Elliott.
Yes. Of
No,
Indiana Jones fame.
Indeed.
So okay, a lot of you guys were definitely we'll just say most of you guys on this panel besides me were alive when this came out. Most of you.
I saw that.
And
Yeah.
this was the summer of '83.
Indiana Jones.
This was the
I was
same
19
day
years old.
theatrically released as Octopussy. That had to have been a hell of a
Yeah.
double feature. Roger Moore Bond, Octopussy, and then Trading Places. Dude. And then a week or two before was Return of the Jedi. Like, that's
Yep.
a hell of a summer, man. Like, what a good problem to have. And there's
Yeah.
other movies that came out this summer. National Lampoon's Vacation, Risky Business. 48 Hours came out later that year, but same year. 83 was packing, man.
I hate to
And
tell you
this
this, but 84 was actually a better year for movies.
Sure.
Yeah.
83, my
But 83
brother.
is still
I-
the wow.
82 is
With
when
all of those
48 Hours came out.
Yeah.
With all of those,
82
with all
and
those
84 were the
movies,
two best years of the 80s for movies. but that didn't mean the other years like 83 didn't have some good stuff.
83 was great. Don't get me wrong.
83. This was the fourth highest grossing movie in 1983.
Fourth or fifth? I knew it was fourth or fifth. Fourth, okay.
I heard fourth today. And yeah, this movie was actually hit really big, much bigger than I think the studio expected. And you know, because the studio didn't want Aykroyd, because John Belushi had passed, and they thought Aykroyd was his second fiddle. They didn't want Jamie Lee Curtis because she was associated with horror films, not comedies. And John Landis had to fight to get this cast, and of course Denholm Elliott, that nobody in Hollywood had ever heard of at the time because he was a British actor. And no, John Landis put this cast together. That was him.
And they had to find Don Amici. I always love saying Don Amici.
As if
he had been.
There's a funny one about that.
Yeah, because the
Don Amici had never played a bad guy.
Yeah, so the original actor. I was gonna say the original actor couldn't get. They couldn't get insurance on the original actor, so then this is before the interwebs. So he called, I guess, the Screen Actors Guild, and he was trying to find out if Don Amici was still alive or not. And like you said, Redshirt, yeah, he'd never played a bad guy, so Landis is looking for somebody who never played a bad guy. They finally tracked him down, and then he wanted the same amount of money, and he was holding out for the same amount of money as the other actor.
Yeah, and then he complained about his line at the end where his supposed brother collapses. And he's supposed to say, "Fuck him! Open it back up!" And he says, "I don't think I can say that." And so he's holding out for more money, and now he doesn't want to say the F word, drop the F bomb. And John Landis in an interview said, "Well, I just told him, well, it's an important line to the movie, so if you can't say it, we'll just have to find somebody else." And Amici backed down, and that was the end of the negotiation.
But he didn't have a problem saying the other word, though.
That's what I was just thinking. I was like, he couldn't say the F word, but the other one just came out like silk.
Yeah.
And by the way, Tom,
I have that problem.
I'm sorry, Joe Biden, Brandon. Wasn't this also a scene shown later in Ghostbusters?
No. It's Coming to America, man.
Coming to America, that was it. I knew that they had shot another clip.
Which is another John Landis movie, because John Landis has not a shabby resume. He only has Coming to America, Animal House, The Blues Brothers, which we did Animal House in a much
werewolf thing. Don't forget that.
American Werewolf in London.
No. I was talking about the thing with the little black kid.
Do you remember?
He runs around.
What is that
one
weird
glove.
brown thing in your hand?
Thriller.
Bruce.
This is a high.
I have a 12-inch thriller,
Don't put that in your butt.
It's in the record.
Gerry, do not put that in your butt.
This is a nightmare for my players. One of these Saturdays coming up. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, the guy looks mortified. Just look at the guy on the screen. He looks mortified of your 9 Wheaties. Go back. Seriously. Look. Yeah. Oh, he looks wild.
Gary's like, can I put that in my butt?
I need to put, yes, definitely. Thumbs up.
Can I sniff it?
Excuse me, sir. Why are you in the emergency room? I don't know. I was playing D&D over the weekend, and something happened. I rolled a 1 on the D20. Didn't go so well.
How do I feel like there's gonna be some Escalade showing it up all of our houses tonight?
I already have my special NSA satellite. It's
how the fuck did I get here?
I love the drool dripping out of their mouths.
Bull Rush 4570 has been a member for 1 month. He's a huge member, and they said, "Do we get to see Jamie Lee Curtis's Bob's?"
No, she's
not on
some
here,
Bobs?
but if you put on the movie on your screen, we can show you an alternate version. I can't say it's fappable, but
it is.
There you go. There are Bobs.
We just
I know that guy.
We don't want to know.
What do you know about him?
He lost a dick in Vietnam or something like that.
Clarence Beeks. So is frozen
Is that a nice
concentrated
rack?
orange? Is frozen concentrated orange juice really such a big deal?
Yes.
I've always wondered that when I watch this movie. Is it's all meat and fruit that they're trading on,
pork
or
belly, yes.
futures? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good when you have it freshly squeezed out of your butt.
That's
like commodities, man.
Because you can go to
Yeah, no,
Costco every day and it's a different price. Like bacon, it's a different price every day at Costco, I swear.
Oh, I bet.
They actually instituted a law for the stock
Eddie
for the
Murphy
commodities exchange to basically make it illegal to use because apparently they didn't have full insider trading regulations at the time. So after this movie came out, it was hugely popular with stockbrokers and commodities brokers. They love it. The commodities exchange actually made a rule that you're not allowed to use government reports before they come out. That would be grounds for sanctions and the charges. And I think they call it the Valentine rule.
The Valentine rule.
Either the Eddie Murphy rule or the Valentine rule. Yeah. Yeah, they changed
actually-
they changed the
used
regulation of the
testimony.
commodities market.
Like once you've been a man with no legs,
Dude,
you
yeah.
never go back.
Did you know that, guys? Once you Gary, you should know what's it like having a guy with no legs in your life.
In
You
his
get
what?
to carry him with you
On his
everywhere.
life. Okay.
What are you talking about?
Let the
I
guy
ain't got
in
no
the
legs, Lieutenant
Billy
Dan.
Ray Valentine said, once you've had a man with no
Got
legs,
no
you never
legs.
go back. You should know.
You ain't got no legs.
Well, I would hang him on my wall and call him Art.
We've had complaints about con men.
But he's a Grateful War veteran.
Kids used to rub my legs. They like the hair. They would rub it in the pool.
So this
Hey-
is good
hey, Nick.
sang bang.
I'd give them a quarter.
Yes, Dustin.
Hey, did you ever listen to a lot of Skinless at all?
Dang gone.
I listened a little bit. Yeah, I saw.
There was a track on one of their records where they talked about this girl named Audrey, and Audrey
Yeah.
had no legs, and you could just spin her around all you wanted.
And they're related.
Not how gay. Yeah, that sound like that.
The
That too.
Tiffany's just about 2 blocks from where I live in the sexy part of San Antonio. There's a little gentleman's club called Tiffany's, and Tiffany's has they used to have a amputee night, and I mean you go down there for your you just go down there for your family and for your country, and you donate. Feels good.
Donate what? What exactly?
Donate
An arm
what
and a
you
leg.
can, sir.
Yeah, an arm and a leg. I didn't know where he's going
Scare
with this.
children, whatever.
I can see.
I can
This
see,
this
I
whole
can see.
sequence
I
cracked
have-
me up.
I have legs.
I got
It's a
legs.
miracle.
Yes.
It's a miracle.
This is so fucking funny.
It
Plus,
is.
you guys, you have a great day.
This scene was repeated in Payback.
I have not seen Payback in so long. Then again, I hadn't seen this in actually.
The Mel Gibson
remember.
payback.
Yes, sir. The theatrical version.
I'm trying to remember
The opening of the movie, he sees that guy with the "Thank you, Vietnam veteran," and he steals all the money out of the guy's hat, and he starts getting that. And the vet gets angry, and Mel punches him in the throat. It gets a nerve spot. It's like, "You're fucking healed." And the guy just he grabs his throat and he's
I
gasping for
vaguely
air.
remember it now. Yeah.
I remember. Wait a minute. I pushed the button. Here I am. Three guys.
I thought you died.
What?
Shit. I thought you died, Joe.
Oh, I shit my pants again.
Well, you shit your
The
pants?
only reason I don't want Joe to die is I don't want Kamala to be I don't want her to
Oh, that's
take
worse. That's even worse. Yeah.
Let's call it Bob.
They hired her as a replacement, so you have to stay alive as long as possible.
Yeah, Joe, we can't have you dying on us. We all joking aside, you cannot die
said-
right now.
I sent a bunch of aid to Wakanda and the land of the Fraggles.
Fraggle Rock.
Somewhere in South Africa or North Africa, there's like a crate of money just sitting there because they don't know where to
There was
put
a territorial dispute over Fraggle Rock, and you intervened. Yeah.
Well, a lot of Mexicans moved in and fucked it all up.
Those were Venezuelans.
The Dizzers are all pissed.
Joe, what do you think about Eddie Murphy?
He's that. Oh, is he that black guy who's always saying fuck?
I like the plaque in the club. It says, Heritage Club with liberty and justice for all, and underneath members only. Liberty and justice for all, members only.
Sounds like you, Joe. Sounds like you.
I got a
Sounds
member.
like you. Do you? Are you sure it didn't fall off already?
Oh shit. Why did you find it?
Oh, yeah. Toss in the freaking furnace. Don't need that shit lying around here. You already leave enough shit lying around the White House, including your shit. How's it going, Daz Wolfen? 2 months.
Put it in my butt.
That was
Come on.
I can see. I can see. I have legs. I have oh shit. Look at this, man. I can walk.
That's so good.
He says,
"Oh, Joe's dog is in Gary's butt."
That's
I don't
right.
know if that thing can function. How does that work, Gary? How does that work?
There's a lot of room in there, my friend.
I'm not going to go there.
It's from all the gerbling.
Okay, Richard.
He was a medic.
Have you guys had enough?
That
of
wasn't
Joe?
me.
Let's have Tom back.
Much morphine available.
Give us Tom back, Joe. Go back to
It really
China.
does sound like him, though, doesn't it?
Goodbye, Joe.
That's the best I've ever heard him sound in years.
Goodbye,
know,
Joe.
yeah,
You gotta go.
Is that the bot that they had on the internet the other day? And everybody's like, that can't be Joe. He's too coherent.
I don't. It's just an AI thing. On my,
Amazing. No, it's incredible. It's just a
It
plug
was
in
a
there.
damn good AI.
Wow.
just say stuff.
Can you do Jamie Lee Curtis now?
I would do Janie anywhere. Even the pool.
Nobody can gaff like him in real life, though.
What?
I mean, what was the big one this week where he said he spent a whole whopping 20 hours working on the crisis over in the Middle East with the hostages? Spent 20 hours on it. Like that was something.
Fucking fell up the stairs. How many people do that?
You're good at the gap. I like that, though.
How the fuck up the stairs?
Oh,
That's
oh,
so
he looks like he just had it from Joe. That I saw that glimmer in his eyes.
Well,
He looks mortified that he just saw that.
Pinochet's helicopter tour is like anytime.
You guys
let
are
Tom know.
so toxic.
Duh.
I hear the
Are you-
dozers
are
are
you-
pissed.
oh God,
I lost my
you
shit.
brought out SJW now, didn't you?
Yeah. Duh.
Ugh. Ugh.
Boomer.
What? What?
Bruh.
Bruh.
Yeah. Oh, he's yeah. He's probably been Stu since he could crawl. Man. Talk about
That
the most canceled
is racist.
mind
Totally
ever.
racist.
It sounds like
Ever.
Nicolol, the girl that did the OK Boomer shit.
Imagine that. These guys are just
No,
like,
they white
we're gonna place
kids.
a simple
Yuck.
bet just to say we could get the switch these guys around. No reach arounds needed. We're just gonna switch them around.
Of course
And
he
he
can't
did it.
make it.
Free
white.
Palestine.
Negro.
What the fuck? Are you an NPC now? Are you supporting?
I'm
the
sorry,
cult thing?
Dave. I can't do that.
What the fuck? What was that?
Too deep, Tom.
Sing Daisy.
Daisy.
What the hell? Oh my! What the hell is
The
this?
usual amount.
Yep.
It has become the usual. Ooh, look at all that juicy. He juices that meat real good. But little does proper
It's-
Scan right
man.
now. Louis Winthorpe I like how I hear it. I'm just like, bro, you are just Dan Aykroyd. I know you got some proper and royalty, but you're Dan Aykroyd. You're basically like you're a big city boy being royalty. You're a great actor, but you're Dan Aykroyd playing royalty. He's not.
I thought he did a great job at this in this movie. Yeah, it's.
Oh, I thought he did great.
No,
but
yeah,
he's
yeah,
Dan
but-
Aykroyd playing royalty.
Yeah. No, but it's amazing like how he's able to pull this off. Like they didn't think he would fit in this role, and he fits right in as the.
Yeah, I
like,
would
the
expect
preppy-
more like John Lithgow or somebody like that,
Yeah.
maybe.
And he's doing well with the Muffies of the world here. So yeah, I love this. They're having dinner.
Who's the other guy I'm thinking of? Who's in like Midnight Run and stuff like that? The dad from Beethoven.
Charles Grodin.
Charles Grodin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Charles
Charles another
Grodin.
one at that time.
Midnight Run. That was a great Toxic Tuesday we did as well. Many moons back.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
But no,
That was very-
Dan does a great job with this, and like Eddie, I mean, shines with this movie. I think they wanted Richard Pryor initially, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Richard
they did.
Pryor
They wanted
and Gene
Pryor
Wilder.
and
Gene Wilder. Yeah,
and Gene Wilder.
I could
And
see
this was going to be their third movie together.
a Billy Ray
And-
Valentine.
And
I mean,
in one making of video, they said, but Richard Pryor had done himself an injury, which is one hell of a way of understating he set himself on fire.
Yeah, I know.
I seen all the jokes you said about me.
My favorite joke from that
Richard Pryor running down the street. Ha ha! Very funny, motherfuckers.
have the second
Richard
match
Pryor have been awesome
running behind it. That's Michael Jackson.
as a Valentine.
Remember
As
that
a-
joke? That was
I
great.
do. I need a lit match to do it right, though.
It's just not.
Pryor did come up with one fantastic line as a result of that episode. He told his audience one night, "It is amazing how people will get out of your way when you run down the street on fire." Nobody would help him. Everybody just took one look at him and ran. Oh God! Yeah, so they
Do you
wound
think
up with
that's
these
the reason
two.
they taught us how to stop, drop, and roll in school?
No, I don't think Richard went to that school.
Oh, I mean, in general. So it seemed
I
like
think
we were
that
prepared
predated
for.
it, but
I thought we were going to be on fire a lot more. That and quicksand, but I haven't yet to see either one of those things.
I would have been down for Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor would have been an excellent fit as well. He's definitely got the energy the way Eddie Murphy would have. I'm glad we got Eddie Murphy, but if it somehow landed on Pryor, he would have definitely been very suitable for the role. I mean, Gene Wilder, I think would have been. I could kind of see him being like a royalty type of guy. I could kind of see it. I mean, obviously, we see them, lead a factory. Obviously, I could kind of see it. I don't know if I could see as much. I can't see as much as Aykroyd even, but Pryor would have definitely been as ace as Murphy. Pryor would have absolutely owned this.
It would have had a different
Especially-
tone.
I think Murphy does
It
manic.
would have.
Murphy does the manic slightly better. I wonder how many of these gags that he's saying were written by him or the writers. Things like I'm a chain belt and kung fu.
But does that make you a karate man? Does that make you a karate man? Are your bruises on the inside, or do you not show your weakness? 70s, or are you?
I think one of them said that they didn't do a lot of ad libbing because the writers did write a really good, tight script, and for the most part, they followed the script and made it work.
And they're pretty good writers, the
Well,
pair of them,
Richard,
Harrison
you don't
and
know
Weingrove.
that.
They did a lot of
You're a
funny
big,
movies.
very white-looking motherfucker. So get out of my face.
That's JT Turner. That's the big black guy. He played for New York Giants from 97 or from 77 to 83, and then he was 1 year for Redskins in 84. And then Ron Taylor, the two big black guys.
All my life, really? I did not notice that. Oh my.
Yep, that's
that is
Giancarlo
Giancarlo
Esposito.
Esposito. Wow,
He's done much better roles than the Mandalorian.
We need an Owen Wilson wow clip because that is wow.
I think
All
I
my
have one.
life
If you want
is-
me to send it to you
I want you to put
do you
it
look?
there
in your butt,
Yeah.
because that's where I'm putting it in my butt.
And then cool people draft turkey so close to Thanksgiving.
Oh my God! If you push that a little bit, that could become a good John Candy impression.
Do you know who you're fucking with? Back the fuck up. Back up. You're fucking with cell phone 4 on the knock floor.
I love this movie.
Technically, he was not wrong. He just wasn't there yet being the big man campus until they're like, oh, hey, he does have some shit later on. Nah, dude, I remember thinking, whoa, they're going to pull a freaking switcheroo on these two dudes because I was really confused. Like, these guys, why are they getting him out? And then you learn, oh, we're setting these guys up, bro.
Big bet for big money. Big money.
Yeah. Well, he did over $1 on doll.
I gotta ask, Nick. We got a question in chat from Putin's cat. He asks, "Have you done 1941, or have you ever even seen 1941?"
I have not even seen 1941.
Oh, I love that movie, dude. I love that movie.
But you know what I have seen?
You have the biggest dick I've ever seen on a man.
Every time I see that and I laugh like that, my back pops. That's how I know I'm getting old.
That's a practical joke, right, brother? Oh yeah, dude. He called them foguets. I was just like, bro. That's what we'll say on this stream. Foguets.
Yes.
I was like, bro. It almost felt like foreign language because I'm so used to it being like omitted nowadays. Like it's just like, what? He said the word foguets. Even though South Park, God, merely what? 12 or 13 years ago had a Harley Rider episode called I think it was called the F Word.
Yep.
And Charles Staggs, I hate to disagree, but Brandon Lee was amazing in Show Little Tokyo. But I respect the contrarian opinion. Him and Dolph Lundgren were just absolutely magnificent. Not only were they magnificent, but just to further the greatness of Brandon Lee.
You have the right to be dead.
Oh, dude, one of my favorite fucking scenes in this entire movie. Oh, these bubble bats are gay. And all of a sudden, he's just like, oh, hey, this jacuzzi's nice. The only way you got bubbles when you fart.
We usually have to make our own. Yeah.
I had to blank out a word in that one, but
Was it the Foget?
Yep. Something about foggy.
They're very
highlighted the worst line in the movie. I did. And you know what? And on this channel, we highlight the greatest, most homoerotic, on the nose one-liners here. It's pretty much our specialty. You must be new around here. If not, I've never seen you before, but welcome to Toxic Tuesday. I hope you enjoy your stay. I do respect the fact that you at least know Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Charlie kind of looks like that dude from MySpace. You know, everybody's friend.
Oh, Tom?
Yeah.
Charlie looks just like a regular, ordinary guy. He looks friendly. I'd say he looks as friendly as Tom.
State-of-the-art television there.
Yeah.
What's with the weenies in your hand? Are you trying to like do wieners, floppy wieners, Bruce?
I'm actually getting the shading done on these guys today, and then I'll start working on the details.
His hand. Hold, go back to that shot. Go back to that shot. Go back to that shot. That dude had his hand in Eddie Murphy's pants.
Yep, right there.
Oh. And yet he accused him of stealing. Whoa.
He's wearing the Harvard. That's the Harvard logo on his jacket.
Yep.
How
Of course,
ironic considering
Harvard is so distinguished right now. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Depends on the
here with
context, though.
But between
Dave
Harvard and
Portnoy-
Yale,
Dave Portnoy said today that he would not hire anyone from Harvard going forward. And well, get people like that involved. You let more inmates run the asylum even further. Except this vase here, that was only $50,000. No big deal. I can play. Oh, go try to shit with it like Metal Lark Lemon.
I
Made vase, right? I own this vase, and I can play like Harlem Globetrotter shit with it, right? Okay, you want Metal Lark Lemon shit, right? Hey man, I'm sorry about that. You want me to break something else? No.
I once saw the Harlem Globetrotters live with Meadow
How
Lark.
was that?
Way back. Oh, it's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they were so popular in the 70s, and they came to town.
For some
in
reason,
Scotland.
I feel like there's a punchline to this, Brian. That
No,
actually
it
there's
was
a
a
bunch
real
of Scotsmen in blackface.
real live thing. We got to go see them, and on
Really?
tour. Yeah, it was
Real
brilliant.
and live.
That's great.
They
Yeah.
had a thing.
It was
Real.
awesome.
That's amazing. That's what that is.
Those guys were really popular.
He's lying.
Like,
There's no black
really.
people in Scotland.
They visited. Obviously,
Yeah,
Tom.
it's a variation of what I'm saying. It was
Obviously,
just a bunch
Tom. They couldn't stay, but they were allowed to visit.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
they-
wouldn't-
just some lanky, knobby-kneed Scotsmen fucking wearing blackface. That's all it was.
No, it was the real guys.
You're like, entertain us now. Fuck off.
Vocal.
Diddly-diddly. Oh, no, it's a different one.
Trudeau.
And how about
Holy no.
Mr. Beaks, guys? Clarence Beaks, Mr. Breakfast
Clarence
Club
Beaks.
principal.
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
They
Mr.
actually
Gordon
wanted to
Liddy.
get they wanted to get G. Gordon Liddy because he was based on G. Gordon Liddy.
Yes.
But G. Gordon Liddy didn't want to have to be sodomized by the gorilla.
By the gorilla,
Yeah,
'cause
Yeah.
he'd had enough of that in real life.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
No, just kidding.
What the? Okay, what did I miss?
Ouch!
Well, G. Gordon Liddy spent time in the most notorious prison in D.C. But
Yes, for the Watergate break-in.
yeah, but the first
Oh.
that's a famous scene where he tells basically everyone no one to fuck with him, and he takes a candle and he burns his hand, and he just holds his hand over the candle. So he was a badass, G. Gordon Liddy. And his AOL handle was potent357 at AOL.com. He used to have a radio show that I listened to, but
It is I, the G-Man,
yeah.
G. Gordon Liddy.
This
Yeah.
scene always strikes me as a stunning indictment of the legal system. Like, all it takes is to convict you is just this, Could never happen in real life.
Oh,
You could never be
God,
set
no.
up. You could never be set up
Don't
like
say
that in real life.
Nowadays, it seems more prime than ever that this could happen. We say,
I
there's
was
that
joking,
normalcy
yes.
by-
That was a
Oh, okay, I
Yeah,
could.
I heard the sarcasm font in your voice.
It was just
Okay,
sarcasm in
I
my
did
voice.
it.
I heard the sarcasm font in your voice.
I wish I had detected, but I failed at detection. I was just like,
Yeah, there's no way Lewis here would need to steal $50 or whatever because as a top-notch businessman, he could steal millions without even leaving the comfort of his own home. So
Well, I think it's the honor system.
I
I
know, I'm
100% agree with you. 100% agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've been to,
That's
you go to
ludicrous.
places. Yeah, it's totally ludicrous. But yeah, you have like some colleges have an honor system where,
Mhm.
we went on the tours and everyone leaves everything out. And if you steal one thing, or even if you do something anything against the honor code, like someone was telling me at the school, if you went to the class, that meant you did the readings for the day and you could be called upon, but you couldn't show up at class. So someone actually got kicked out of the school because they got asked some questions they couldn't answer them. They said, well, you didn't do the reading. You should have. So they got kicked out of school for basically not doing their homework, violating the honor code, which is,
By the way,
is amazing.
the balding guy on the right is Frank Oz.
It's Frank Oz.
Yeah.
This is the same universe as the Blues Brothers.
Yes.
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 Oh,
One
I never knew
prophylactic
that.
in
That's
rapper.
cool.
I was waiting for him to say
prophylactic
that. I was like, you gotta
soiled.
say that.
Yes.
You know they were
You
thinking.
mean-
I wonder if there's an outtake like that. Where
I'm sure they were thinking it.
You
They
do
were
have a
both Landis movies.
Belushi and a Landis.
The funniest
Sam.
living Belushi.
Yes, good old Jimmy here. I used to mistake the two a lot, very badly, but I've got my Belushis together.
Thank you.
And well,
I'm not sure how you could because John is way
so
different than
good.
Jim.
John was
you're
so
right.
much better.
However, I used to do the same dumb mistake with Steve Martin and God, what's his name?
Martin Short? No.
No,
Martin
what's the guy?
Scorsese.
Sidney
Leslie
Poitier.
Nielsen.
Dean
Sidney
Martin.
Leslie
Poitier.
Nielsen. Thank you. I still once in a while accidentally make that mistake. I don't know what it is. Certain guys, I do that. So, what can I say? I fuck shit up sometimes.
La
Hey,
Boheme.
That's
all right, we all do.
Oh yes,
But
but
it
dude,
is
And
Sam
I'm the
Universe.
pothead.
this guy, he's like, strip you little shit before I tear you a new asshole. I was just like, whoa, I hope this guy wanted to he wanted to unleash his inner gay on Aykroyd. Maybe he must have been like fascinated by like his hair. He thought he had a pretty hair head and he just wanted to get whereas hey dude, man, whoa. That guy looks fucking he looks like a cartoon character with the widescreen TV glasses, giant ears, and very odd head of hair. We'll just say that odd head of hair. And then comes in the newly rich Billy Ray Valentine, tossing out money, getting the spunky ladies, getting dudes' attention. Man, I'll tell you what though, Billy Ray Valentine, Eddie Murphy, he knows how to rock that suit very nicely. He's got class with it. I gotta give him
Cleans
that.
up good.
He
Looks good with legs.
Yeah. Oh, that was perfect, Mark. That was perfect. Champagne for everybody. Garcia, Billy Ray Valentine. His name sounds like almost like a wrestler's name. Because I remember there was obviously a Greg the Hammer Valentine, but I'm like, Billy Ray Valentine sounds like a wrestling name. It sounds like one of those. It sounds like a character. Obviously, he is a character in this movie, but it's just one of those things where I'm like, hey, and late now, JT Gunn gave me $1 super chat. Thank you for the super money. I appreciate it, sir.
For that dollar there, Mr.
Hey, JT.
Yeah, hopefully you're well, sir. Thanks for dropping in. I do appreciate it. You're the motherfucker I was gonna carve. Ooh, that sounds really gay. He's gonna carve him. I don't know, man.
Motherfucker.
What?
Moi. Pretentious.
That right
moi.
there is the movie. That right there is the fucking movie.
That is.
That's my limousine outside. Want to take a look at it? Right outside. Yeah. They go outside. They see good old Smiley Butler. I was gonna kick his ass. Well, peaceful. Oh, Weasley Murphy. I love Weasley
Jenna
Murphy.
Yes, is standing there.
Oh, hello. Looking all high.
Black folk.
But you guys want to drop by my house for cocktails. Yeah, we know what cocktail you want to give them. Let's play a room in my limousine. And then the party happens, and he gets a good bit of quick lesson on what it's like being rich really quickly.
Yeah.
Because he went from being the bum on the street with no legs, who was blind with a veteran sign, faking it till he made it. And he actually kind of did. If you think about it, he faked it till he made it. Even though that was, I don't know if that you could say it was his intention, but yeah, he still faked it till he made it.
No,
But
he's looking after his stuff now. He's worried about his stuff.
he got it made until he realized that, oh, crud. People just don't care about my shit. Hey, coasters here. Hey, cigarettes. What the hell is this? And before you know it, it's like, and even at the peak of the party where, ladies are stripping everything, he's just like, y'all gotta get the fuck out. I was like, wow.
One lady is ready to go in the bedroom.
There was a few. There's like 3 or 4. Maybe more.
Both Valentine and Winthorpe find out something important here in the movie when they first trade places. and that is
Yes.
that people they thought were their friends are not.
Yes.
And this is Valentine's realization that these people are just here to eat, drink, and take advantage of me, and they don't give a damn about me.
Those some nice mad margins right there, baby.
Yeah, it is.
Which is it's
out.
interesting if you think about it, about his transformation as a character. It does tend to back up what one of the Duke brothers argues, that it's not genetics, it's opportunity and ability, because he does change pretty quickly, and the real Billy Ray comes out. Not the guy who's been living on the streets as a con man, because he actually becomes something much more than that. So one of the Dukes is right, really, in this respect. He does change because of his situation into a better person, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
He's a self-made. Billy Ray Valentine was not only a not self-made millionaire, he was as they like to do in American politics, they assigned him the position with the idea of making him looking like he was elected there.
Installed.
Yes, thank you. Installed is the better word. Thank you.
Like malware.
Yeah, like
yeah. And you did catch the line when the butler said, "What do I do with his clothes?" I said, "Send him to the cleaners. He'll need them when the bet's done, and we send him back to the streets."
Yeah, I mean, he does win the bet rightly, because Billy Ray always had something else in him, which implies that everybody could in that scenario. I'm not trying to get heavy or anything here, but
they actually intended, whichever way the bet came out, to reinstate Winthorpe and throw Valentine back on the street.
Well, they did, yeah.
And it's not. It's only because Winthorpe and Valentine figure out what's going on.
We got to get rid of this photo. This is getting really freaky. Oh,
I forgot it was up there. Shit, because I'm clipping this. I'm clipping from other clips. I'm not looking at the screen.
We're just staring at Mads.
Mark has a side screen, and we all know where he's getting his inspiration from.
Yeah.
Very obviously, might we add. Mad gets the shakes, and it's really scary. Oh, that's mortifying. Wow, and that's saying a lot, because we've seen a lot of Mads around these parts.
A lot of work tonight.
But this is. You must have had some fun with this one, Mark. You probably just like, oh yes.
Whenever there's a movie with a strip club scene, I always get nervous. Yeah. And that girl is totally looking at the camera right there. She's not supposed to.
Oh, right there, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
She's
Look
looking
at
at
me,
the
I'm
camera.
at a party. Look at me.
I'm gonna be in
Look,
training.
and they got the girls passed out drunk right over there at bottom right corner.
Yeah, I see her.
She's actually checking herself out in the lens's reflection.
It's a typical party at Nick's house.
Cosby Vision sees her.
Except at my party, it's pretty much always all dudes. When I used to do parties, it was like almost always all dudes
Playing extremely loud music and getting hammered. Yeah.
This is
yeah,
probably more
That's
like
party,
Brian's
yeah.
flat in the 70s during the disco years.
I wish. It was never that exciting. I was having more like the parties Nick talks about. Lots of loud rock music and guys drinking beer.
and dudes, right? And dudes, loud music and dudes. Oh yeah.
Everybody
dude.
crammed around the 4x8 table playing D&D or Warhammer. All of them sausage.
Guys, you don't understand the amount of these types of parties I've been to. It was like I was the king of the cat. Dude, I was King Kong of these parties, man. Straight up. I was the king of the monsters at these parties. I loved it. I mean, I had so much fun, destruction, drunkage. It was just, oh dude, yeah, you would know. One time I was at one, I think I may have mentioned this way back in a much earlier edition of Toxic Tuesday. If it was sooner than that, I apologize for repetition, but one time we were at a party and it was all dudes, literally all dudes, and we were being extremely loud, and all of us had our shirts off, and we were just partying, being drunk, drunk and shitty in every city, as they like to say. And before you know it, the police showed up. And one of the guys answered the door, and the officer like looked around, and he's just like, "There's no girls here." And if I remember correctly, this guy, I think his name was Tom, he went up to the officer without a shirt on. He's like, "Officer, there's not one single girl here." And then the officer looked really like confused, kind of mortified, stunned, like,
You mean you're not with the village people?
And then he said, "Can I
what
come
did
in
I
now,
just
big boy?"
what did I just walk into? And they got really awkward. And then all of a sudden there came a, "Okay, if you guys could just keep it down a little bit, that would be great. Have a good night, guys." And he was out of there.
He didn't want to get invited.
Tried to
keep it down. Keep everything down in this party.
He thought he's gonna own the party. Maybe he was probably hoping for like a bunch of like 18-year-olds, hopefully going to bus. Little did he saw it was a bunch of dudes in their mid to late 20s, all their shirts off, and there was not one single girl in sight. We probably absolutely ruined what he was hoping for. A big bus turned out to be a whole gay experience for him that he wanted no part of. Wah, wah, wow. Oh, me. Oh, me.
Pressed feet.
Dude.
She makes
That
a
was the
point of
only thing that
mentioning
was
breast
on the
feet.
menu that day. There was
Meat
not
back on the
a
menu,
there
boys.
there was not a vegetable in sight, and the bolt thrower was very loud that evening. Oh, was it ever so loud? For victory, it was. Oh, and here comes
They beat me up and stole my clothes. Those men wanted to have sex with me.
Is this somewhere else,
One of them
Louis?
tried to bend me over this.
Oh my God.
You have the biggest dick I've ever seen on a man.
But those guys wanted to have sex with him, Brandon. You don't understand. He said it himself. Those men were trying to violate him, and they were waiting for an open season opportunity. And, well, luckily, our boy here, Louis Winthorpe, got out. But then all of a sudden, he had Jamie Lee Curtis coming on to him. And what was her name? Ophelia? Like, dude, that sounds like
Ophelia.
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 Like
Oh, so
Shakespeare.
Ophelia, not Orphelia. Ophelia.
Good old
That's all-
Ophelia and Hamlet.
That sounds like a video game boss. Ophelia. I gotta go fight Ophelia.
Or it could be some sort of genetic disorder. Oh, he has Ophelia.
Ophelia.
He feels everything.
Oh, Jonah Hex. That had to have been quite a pleasant experience. He probably grew as a man really quickly after you watched this movie in the theaters. Your spider sense was probably tingling a few times.
Yeah, you gotta love it when dads make that screw up. My dad did all the time, and he would take me to a movie, and then he'd regret it later. But it was too late. He already spent the money. He was too miserly to leave.
Dad was already secretly too proud. He wanted to be like, yeah, I broke my son in, figuratively, of course, to the way of the manhood.
Did we mention earlier that
Yes, screw up.
Sorry, I was okay.
Go ahead, 70s.
Sorry, are we? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I thought you couldn't hear me. No, did we mention Giancarlo Esposito was in the cell with Eddie Murphy?
Very vaguely.
Yeah,
But
I just realized that I was looking at the cast list. I just realized he was the guy, one of the guys in this jail cell with Eddie Murphy.
I didn't recognize him.
Yeah, very.
I didn't either. All my life has been a lie.
There's a lot of money in that jail cell. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of men there. Ooh, what's
That was him there.
Yep.
Yeah, I never
Holy
realized
shit.
that. Never knew that. Yeah.
He would go
Look at
on
Eddie
to
Murphy's
a really successful chicken restaurant in New Mexico.
That's right. Yeah. That man knew his fried chicken.
That didn't sound racist at all.
It wasn't meant to be.
Why the fuck do they get fried chicken? That's what I want. I love fried chicken. I had legs for lunch today.
Seriously, I straight up love fried chicken. Once upon a time, do you remember when the Famous Bowl was new?
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was with a bunch of dudes and we ordered a bucket-sized version of
You're
the
always
Famous
with
Bowl.
a bunch of dudes.
It's true. No, it's just one of those things where in my life there's just been dudes. I remember one of my friends' dads, he thought I was gay because he's like, he never shows up with a girlfriend. He's always talking about guys
and comic books.
And comic books and metal bands, and they all have guys in them.
You were talking about this the other day, and it cracked me up when you said that. I'm like, oh my god, that's so fucking funny.
Jamie
But Nick, were you always wearing Man of War shirts? That might have been a dead giveaway.
Yeah, right.
Greasy,
That one,
ripply muscle dude.
I'm curious. Did you have a relax go to it shirt?
Well, it did help that I was into Judas Priest at the time too.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a poster in my locker of 5 dudes in leather.
But
and,
Rob Halford is definitely not gay. There's no way Rob Halford is gay.
I was being hellbent for leather. I know I'm sure there's a Slayer one in there, but the fact that there's a Judas Priest one in there with 5 dudes in leather. Yeah, that and all the other guys had their Sports Illustrated swimsuit editions. I had Judas Priest, and that was just like, that spoke more to me. Yeah, I remember he's just like, yeah, he's always talking about guys, and he always had to pull his son to the side and say, I'm thinking in my head like, I can hear everything it's saying, and this
Like,
is
I don't know if it's
fucking
gay
fun.
unless you like make eye contact while there's the blowjob. The blowjob's not that gay.
Anything that helps you sleep at night, dude.
I'd love to see where they see each other from the opposite side.
Yeah.
Right over there. That's my
In
car.
about 3 years, I want to see that dude's career and see what happened afterwards. A blowjob's not gay. It's not like gay unless you give eye contact. just want to know what happened.
Yeah, but you know that he makes eye contact all the time.
All the time.
Yes.
Right. It's like I said to one of my buddies in high school that shut him down because he was trying to tell this other kid in the locker room to give him a blowjob. And I said, oh, I had no idea you're of that sexual persuasion, GT. He looked at me, he says, doesn't make me gay if he gives me a blowjob. He's the one that's gay. And I said, if you can maintain an erection when a guy's giving you head, you're gay.
It's a bro job. Bro's helping bro. I'll put this fist in your ass.
I'll put that in my butt.
Would you put a BLT in there?
Oh, yeah. I do it the long way though. I'd eat it and then it's in my butt.
You gotta feed the gerbil sometimes.
What's the head on that cabbage look like? Is it infected?
Wow.
That's no cabbage. That's my wife's vagina.
Well, at least it isn't Arby's.
Looks right at the camera there. Yeah.
Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh.
This is going to go down as probably your nastiest
Only
episode ever.
Starting to feel uncomfortable.
The other hour and 12 minutes, everything was fine.
No. When we got the bro jobs, the train left the rails at bro jobs. It's just bro jobs for Chinese people.
No matter whether that's an important moment because this is no matter whether our clients make money or lose money, Duke and Duke still get the commissions.
That's
And he's
right.
like, "Oh, you like bookies? I told you he'd understand.
Oh, holy dad.
Oh my God, the cock.
Thank you, Mr. Boner.
I guess he hangs to the left.
Oh, oh my god. Oh,
Yes.
yes.
There's no sense in going off half-cocked.
By the way, Nick, I was one of those kids that would inappropriately answer people when they would say, "How's it hanging?" I go, "To the left."
Did she spray that outfit on?
Yeah, I think
I swear to God, yes.
It's one of those spray-on ones, isn't it? Those paint ones that you see.
Yeah, dress in a can.
Yeah, dressed in a can.
And
pause right there. Wait, let's go back.
For a Canadian $2 says, "I'm just here for the lemon party."
Welcome to the lemon party, Mrs. Tickle Trunk.
Thank you for your Canadian super chat, Mr. Tickle Trunk. I do appreciate that.
We should tickle
Yeah,
his
she-
trunk.
No.
They are so perfect. Look at those.
Oh, dude.
That's
Well,
why you got your camera. I heard. I was like, oh, he's got a camera off for a reason. This
You're
is like
talking about her
California.
earrings, aren't you?
Yeah,
Yes.
they're
Yeah.
beautiful earrings.
Nice
See how
pair.
rounded they
They're
are. See how
hanging
well
just
well they
perfect.
hung.
They hang well, yeah.
I
They
turned my
defy
camera off because
gravity.
my stream froze.
Oh, he cannot tell her how much he appreciates this from Ophelia. I know all toxicity aside. What I do love.
Oh wait, there.
but-
Sorry, Nick, to interrupt you. There's the poster. See you next Wednesday. John Landis.
Yes.
Has that in every
Oh.
movie.
I'm
Every
gonna
movie.
crush some of your guys. I might crush some of your guys' hopes and dreams with this, but there are parts of this scene in this movie where Jamie Lee Curtis's Ophelia kind of looks like Tim Curry in that one drag movie.
Slightly.
That one
Yeah.
drag movie.
What's that one movie that Tim
Rocky
Curry
Horror
was
Picture
in?
Show you're talking about?
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Dr.
Yes.
Frankenfooter? He looks a
looks
lot.
that
she
guy.
looks
She
a lot-
looks like Tim Curry in some of it. Like this part right
Yeah,
here
but-
does not help her case. She looks like Tim Curry right here.
But if Tim
Yeah.
Curry had those boobs, I mean,
Yeah,
he'd be-
right?
He'd be imperfect.
Blowjob would definitely not be gay. Even if
Yeah,
you
look-
made all the eye contact.
Mm.
Yes, yeah, the outfit, yeah. I didn't even argue the makeup. Oh, Sinofsky says too.
No, shots fired.
Wow. Well, hey, Tim Curry
Yeah.
can shave. Who's to say Tim Curry can't shave?
She looks the exact same there as she does, like in the face and the hair, as she does in True Lies. Like she hasn't aged.
Mm.
And this is like what? This is like what, 15-year difference?
83. So you're talking like 11 and 12 years, Dustin. 11 and 12
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Stunning.
She didn't age much between those two movies.
Oh yeah, and it was the 80s%. No, okay. All funny is this aside. I do like where it does for Lewis Winthrop's character arc, because obviously he's a guy who's led a whole life of, well, I guess you could say, dare I say, actual privilege, class privilege, might I add.
Oh, I hope
And
I got all these pictures here.
Now this is what happens when
Mad's
he's
gonna get a
brought
workout.
down.
Mad's gonna get
he's
a
brought-
workout now.
What?
Mad Martin's gonna get another workout.
Yeah, I hope I got all these pictures. Let me check. Yeah.
Those should choose their gum.
You tease.
What the oh, Chinatsky.
Oh, no. Oh God.
Oh, what did the screen freeze?
No, I just want to make
he's
sure
just
I got
making
all.
sure.
He's
I
double
got-
checking.
double checking,
Right.
for no boobage.
Making sure he didn't miss
All right,
an
here.
image.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna remove it.
No, we're
just
good.
in
We're good.
case.
I'm going through it now. Yeah. Oh, we're good. Oh, sorry guys. Yeah, we're good.
It's okay.
No
Teasing you.
apologies
Just the
needed.
Put it
anticipation.
back.
More
Even if it is
anticipation.
slipped through, you owe no apologies.
Stick it back up there.
Stick it back up.
Oh, there we go.
Did we break
We
you
live.
tonight, Nick?
What about pizza? What, Gary? What you say about pizza?
I said, did we break you tonight, Nick?
Not yet.
Again.
You're getting there. You are most definitely getting there. I can tell. No, but that one photo.
Gorgeous, man. Oh,
by the way, food and rent are not the only things here that cost money. I'm trying to imagine Mad Morgan saying that. By the way, food and rent are not the only things here that cost money. That's not a good Mad Morgan voice, but well, fuck it. I tried. I'm trying to imagine Mad saying that and looking like that. That would just be that's kind of horrifying. I mean, to be fair, anytime we put Mad's face on any of them, it always is. Mad knows how to do that. It'll be a tough.
It's a tough one, but I'll power through it.
yeah. This is Darth Viewer trying to fap to this.
Oh,
blocking the face, putting the paper bag.
Well, someone could meme this one, right? Yeah, ads. Post them on the post it on Gilded. Yep.
Yeah, and it should read, "You'll still respect me in the morning, right?"
Okay, we gotta move for the screen is horrifying. Yeah.
Okay. I talked to my guy, and he told me why I'm here. Because you guys need somebody who is a, what are those things? Expert on white collar crime. And I know all the crimes. No. First of all, you have a dumb son who could distract everybody with a fucking laptop. And you need that. And then you make everybody think your opponent is like some racist, bigot pig. And you're golden. I mean, profit.
Wow.
What?
I sent that video, by the way. It's in the chat for you. Owen Wilson saying, "Wow."
Okay, I will.
It's in the private chat.
You put it in my private.
What?
Oh, I see. Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. Mark, here's the link to yeah. No, I want to mention, because in case I don't know if we mentioned it, but Billy Ray was technically a diversity hire when they did the swap for $1. Because they said to him he was culturally what was the word here? When they got him in the car, they bailed him out. They're trying to make the whole he was held down. Oh, I think he's a culturally disadvantaged. I was like, wow, that's right on the mark for today. This is straight up DEI ESG, but without the BlackRock incentive to do it. It was just dudes who were doing it over a bet. I was like, wow, they actually straight up use that logic to freaking hire his ass. My fucking God. Kind of predicted that. Now it's commonplace. Now this is commonplace. Now we got
I'd have kept the money and blamed it on the dog.
now we have Billy Ray Valentine's everywhere now. And these motherfuckers wouldn't stick up for their friend Louis Winthorpe. This
Well,
is
they're saying
some
Muffy and Buffy.
This is This is straight up pre-cancel culture. And his girlfriend Penelope, man, what? How dare she, bro? How dare she? How do you have the
How dare you?
audacity?
How dare you?
No,
Bitches, am I right?
did any of you dudes do a double feature of this Octopussy when it came out?
No.
Did any of you dudes? No. Oh, yeah. Well, I know,
1983,
Tom,
I was
you're
4.
not a Bond guy, so I
Well,
know
we're-
you probably wouldn't see it.
Were they out in the same week or something?
Same day, I think. Same day or same.
I mean, I saw
yeah.
them both in the cinema. I don't remember seeing them in the same day though. So
Let me look here.
yeah,
Oh,
It was a
yeah,
long
they
time
were the
ago,
same
but it was-
day.
yeah. I don't think I
June
saw them in
10th,
the
June
same
10th.
day.
Wow.
Yeah, and Trading Places did quite a bit better than Octopussy. Trading Places, as Richard mentioned earlier, was 90 million versus Octopussy's 67. Imagine that once upon a time when your movie hits 67 million, that was considered a top movie of the year, aka in the top 10. Man,
Yep.
I'm
You
sure
got to
probably
figure the
by
inflation though too.
oh yeah, I know. That's what I
Yes.
mean. Nowadays with inflation, that's probably like 230 million probably for Octo. Maybe I'm just guessing. Yeah, my numbers
How much
could
did
be way
that
off.
make?
At the time, 67 million. Are you getting your inflation numbers up?
Yeah.
I
I'm
got
guessing
90
you-
million here.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't believe
It
that.
says 67 million would it be worth 206 today.
I got
Oh, okay.
trading.
So
No, I mean the actual gross is 90 million is what I got.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking Octo with
Oh,
the
okay, yeah.
67 because that
Oh, okay.
made less
Sorry.
than Trading Place. No,
Yeah,
you're good.
Yeah, you're right.
278
You're right. That was my fault. I thought you meant trading places. My bad.
It made less than Trading Places, and also it was also the financial decline of the more Bond of this time.
Yes.
No. This is I'm not even trying to pronounce that. Rushificald?
I got it for you.
Man, that
Good.
watch is so hot, it's smoking.
Hot? Do you mean to imply stolen?
I'll give you $50 for it.
Do you mean to imply stolen?
$50? No. This is a Rochefoucauld, the thinnest water-resistant watch in the world. Singularly unique, sculptured in design, handcrafted in Switzerland, and water-resistant to 3 atmospheres. This is the sports watch of the 80s. $6,955 retail.
You got a receipt?
Yes.
Yep, Bo Diddley.
Yeah.
Aykroyd is just so fantastic in that scene. He just comes across as a blue blood there, right? I mean,
Well, you see the beginning of his downward spiral. You see him get desperate. You see him resort to a gun. You see him resort to getting drunk and belligerent as a Santa to the point where he's eating meat and clothes that he tucked in. Like you see what happens when a man loses everything and he's driven to craziness. And we're not far
Gary needs to
away.
be been tucked.
What? I heard my name.
Something about you eating meat, Gary.
That's been
Oh, is that
tucked.
it?
Tucked meat.
That's been tucked.
Oh, gaffing.
Like, dictate.
Yeah, that's called
Dick
gaffing. When you
See, you're an
hit-
expert.
Hit
I
your
knew
dick
it.
down. Yeah.
and that was Bo Diddley, as Anonymous correctly points out, which you should have mentioned in the
I'm
pawn.
pretty
Oh,
sure he
boy.
gaffs.
It's yeah.
What the fuck? Bo Diddley.
Aykroyd really watching the behind the scenes footage. Aykroyd really thought that was a special scene there with him looking out the window and in the window in the rain, watching all these people mucking it up, and his life has been ruined. And
I actually agree with that. I
He's
do
great
agree
in
with
this.
that, Mark. No,
Yeah.
it is because you're saying it's definitely a bit of a how the mighty fallen. The tables have turned. Now he's
Yep.
watching what he once had, being the guy in that room, laughing with all the other bigwigs. Now here he is, the guy getting drenched in the rain, who's a nobody. He basically technically, if you do it, he got canceled.
Yeah, he's got no friends.
canceled.
And
He's got
Eddie
lost
Murphy.
all his friends. There's they all no one chooses to hear what he had to say. They all just say, "Oh, well, the system says this, so we have to take their word for it."
Yeah, because and he's got no real friends too. Like Eddie Murphy found out with that big party with all the money, and no one really. He's got no one who would stick up for him or care really what happened. And the only one that cares about him is Ophelia, and
Ophelia just wants his money.
And wants his money, but then of course later.
Yeah, of course later is
Yeah, no, but you're
change,
right.
but-
Initially, she just wants, she's just in it for the money, so she can retire. And she's in. I got a few more years on my back. I'm invested all my T-bills. You know, she's a pretty smart lady of the evening. But yes, that's what this movie. Yeah, it's an outrageous comedy, but there's a lot of heart to the characters. They're believable characters, and you see my God, the characters actually have arcs that they go through.
Yeah,
not perfect from the beginning. Yep, and
sorry, you
there's
had
the
to
other
cancel your
scene
point,
coming
man.
up here.
Oh my!
And she spoons with him in the bed. You know another thing too is when he originally was at the office earlier, Lewis got his cards taken from. They said his accounts was frozen too. Like, dude, it's kind of like the equivalent of the social media equivalent of like being removed from every aspect of social media. They straight up froze his funds, and I think they've even done that to a few people in real life where they freeze their funds. I'm like, bro, holy crap! Talk about the ultimate blacklist. Hot damn! And then there's Mad. I love how the poster says "See you next Wednesday."
You know, the easiest way to get your bank accounts frozen, Nick, is just drive a truck across Canada.
Oh, I heard
And
about
park it in
Justin
the
Castro.
Yeah, park it in the Capitol.
That
Get your
line,
bank
"See you
accounts
next
taken
Wednesday."
from you. Yeah.
Yeah, the line "See you next Wednesday." That's from 2001: A Space Odyssey. That's Frank Poole's video phone call between him and his dad, and that's the last line in that conversation. It's an obscure cinema, and I only know it because I read the interwebs. But
and of course, it has no affiliation with "See You Next Tuesday."
No.
That should be the official statement for this show. At the
the tagline. See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
No, it should be "See you next Wednesday" because then it would make less sense and that would be better.
No, I gotta ask, between since we got all the right dudes here for this, which line was the more homoerotic of the two? Officer Reynolds saying "strip you little shit before I tear you new asshole," or Mr. Beaks where he said, "Hey, back off, I'll rip out your eyes and piss on your brain." Which one do you feel? Oh, I love it. There's Eddie Murphy's face right there on the paper.
And of course, that's a variation of the classic drill sergeant yell where they say, "I'll rip off your head and shit down your neck."
Right.
It's funny, they never did that. They always threatened it. They never did it.
Never happened.
I know. Just very disappointing. I wonder if he gave her thermometer back. Or maybe he gave her his thermometer.
What the fuck?
If that's my thermometer, where's my pen?
I love trying to read these fake papers too. It's awesome.
I've done that too,
Yes.
Mark. I do it all the time. Like I'll pause and read and go,
Like-
"Oh, this is some fake shit right here."
Oh, dude. Anytime
It's
I'm
almost
I'm
like
reading,
real news.
a comic, I'm like, okay, what does it actually say in the little details here? And I look at all of these, I'm like, what? I do love it though when there's a movie or a comic where they actually have something that is there. Like, ooh, oh, dude, here's where we see him tuck his meat in his pants, Target style. I mean, nowadays they would have had him wear the Target swimsuit, the tuck swimsuit, and they would have had Gary play the role of Dan Aykroyd and tuck all his meat in there. I don't know if being comfortable for Gary, but I'm sure Gary will fill out the role just nice. Right, Gary?
Oh man, totally. Yes.
You don't have to roll, Phil.
My answer to any of your question, Nick, is always yes. Not just yes. It's yes.
I have another.
Just remember that. It's not yes, it's yes.
Wiener, wiener, wiener,
Wiener, wiener, wiener, wiener.
Gary wouldn't fill out the role; he'd fill up the role.
Oh, and Brian Barth, the Spider-Man stick to walls. Better yet, is Miles Morales. This movie wouldn't be made today.
Nope.
at all. Full fucking stop.
They would
they
have
couldn't
race
make it
swapped
with the racial
everybody but Eddie
aspect.
Murphy.
The amount of N words that they use, the amount of negative connotations towards his race. Jamie Lee Curtis's role, being a lady who's basically her values just to, well, get by with her looks. Yeah, this would not.
Well, now she
go
wouldn't
by.
be on the street. She'd have OF.
If they would have kept one thing, actually, I'm gonna mindly backtrack. They would have had the Dan Aykroyd role be a guy who's white and rich and be canceled. They would have, if anything, that would have been the end of the movie. So he stay canceled and never to have like a either a moment to prove innocence or even let's just say that he actually did do something.
If they
bad.
made this movie now, they would
would
make
give
it
a
to where
redemption arc.
Eddie Murphy would have applied for the job and didn't get it because of Dan Aykroyd. And then through some sort of happenstance, he would have found a way to get him out of the job, and that would have been the end of the movie, is him winning the job, basically. It would have been, yeah, there's no way with them they would make this movie the way it is now.
I agree with Tom.
It wouldn't be a
Besides that,
comedy,
they would all be women anyway, so.
Yep.
I feel like for Lewis, it would be if they were to make him actually guilty of it, he would have never had a redemption arc. He would have been canceled, never to be seen and heard from again.
You jive ass turkeys been fucking up my movie.
They would have had a Hispanic woman employed, a black woman on the street. They would have swapped them. The two would have gotten together and found out that both of them were underpaid when they were working for the company, and then that's would be their motive for revenge.
Yes. And also, if he were to have had the gun and do all his binge drinking and destruction, he was making a scene as a Santa, rather than they would have like, oh, it's okay, he's fine, he's doing it because he was held down by a system. If they were to try to find a way to cheapen that, they would have made a justification, except that would have been probably Eddie Murphy's part in the modern version, him dressing up as Santa, saying that the patriarchy held me down. They would have found a way to change it, give him that outfit to make him held down by society. I mean, they already kind of were saying, hey, you're already culturally held down by it when he got the hard part from the investors. So, except now they do it all the bad things to rationalize his position. What the Brahma both text me climax. Oh, Brahma. I gotta get Brahma back on Toxic Tuesday. It's overdue. I mean, he's got the bull's milk, and we haven't had a stream with bull's milk in a long time. Pardon me, yeah.
We need to watch White Man's Burden one of these days. It's a classic Travolta film.
Okay. I haven't seen White Man's Burden.
Isn't
Are you
it
familiar with the
chat?
premise?
It's the alternative history one, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Basically, in that one, where white people are a minority and black people are like the high, they're afraid of white people. Like, oh, they're like little ghosts.
Yeah.
It's a strange movie.
It's different.
Yeah.
But you can't be soft on these bums like that. I was like, whoa, bro. He's straight. That was the Two-Face live long enough and to see yourself become the villain moment. And of course, he's not far away from finding out the real truth as he goes to the bathroom and he hears the real conversation to be had. And seeing him scramble over.
This is great. Yeah.
That's a good question. Why did Eddie Murphy go from this to family films, Brian Barth?
Because he had kids.
He had kids.
He went from this to Beverly Hills Cop.
Well, I mean, in the long run, he turned to family films because he had kids, wanted to make movies his kids could watch.
Okay, so that was like after 88, 90.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like after Beverly Hills Cop 3, and because Beverly Hills Cop 3 kind of was like more family than it, at least as I remember it. But then he started doing all the. Nutty Professor and all that stuff.
Right.
And they probably paid better.
Guys, Gramcast is constantly hard when watching Eddie Murphy.
Ooh.
I feel that.
You came
It's the
you
laugh.
came to the right stream. You came to the right stream.
Can we cross them? Can we cross the streams?
Well, this is, if you're gonna have a place where you cross the streams, this is the best place to do it. The Golden Child. Oh, ooh.
Actually, we're going to be doing Golden Child in a few weeks on Saturday.
Are you sure it's the Golden Child movie?
Golden
or
Shower.
is it something?
It's Golden Shower. No, it's Golden Child.
Le Golden Bukake.
I remember, I think I saw when he did Daddy Daycare in theaters. That was wild. I was like, whoa, Eddie Murphy is in a daycare. That
I enjoyed
weirded
that
me out.
movie though.
No, it's
Steve
good.
Zahn. Steve Zahn is the bomb diggity yo.
It took me some getting used to, but it is good. It is good.
Steve Zahn cracks me up, man.
Yeah, I think Gary Oldman once said that he did The Fifth Element so that he would be in a movie that his kids could watch.
Kids could watch.
Yeah, that's right. He did say that.
Oh,
I think the funny Steve Zahn ever did
We already
was
did Coming to America.
No, you're the Invasion USA.
I
Chuck
swear we
Norris.
did Coming to America.
I could have sworn we did Coming to America as well, but maybe not.
Yeah, I thought we did last year.
Like 2
Maybe
years
we
ago,
did.
something like that.
I can't remember.
All right,
I can't remember.
Sure, we'll be in the nursing
I
homes
had
on
to look
Toxic
up on my
Tuesday.
own. Yeah, I gotta look. Maybe you know what? I'm starting to think that we did.
What movie is it this week, guys?
I'm pretty sure that we did it, but
I'm going to. I'm looking at right now on Toxic Tuesday.
laugh
I
if
don't
we
think
did
we
it.
did it.
I'll laugh if we did.
we must just have talked about doing it then.
Well, wait. Let's ask Joe Biden. He'll
Does it-
remember.
He remembers everything.
Tom is scrambling to turn the filter back on now.
Looking Tom's there. Fuck you.
God damn it, I was trying to have dinner.
We're gonna do a vote on that now in a few days.
I remember
Gremlins will be part of the vote.
1945. It was we did the America thing. What's that?
45 was really America. That was America at its best when we had 45 in
You
office.
know what? I don't think we did do it. I can't find it on your channel anywhere, Nick. So
I
I
can't find it
swear we
anymore.
did.
maybe
I
we'll
mean,
come.
Is this the
I'm totally
Mandela
down to do it,
effect?
though.
It's possibly coming
This
in
is the
America,
Mandela
not
effect.
coming to America.
Right. I think this is the Mandela effect, Brian.
We do. Yeah, it is the Mandela effect. It's and besides, we do not come on this show, so we couldn't do Coming to America.
Oh, I'm gonna come.
I think that ship has sailed.
I want to hear Biden say, last night I heard you coming.
Last night I heard you coming. That's something. Hey,
Isn't it a Beatles song?
Oh, motherfucker. You come out of God's.
By the way, that's a
It's
dark
so tough.
moment. He pulls the trigger on that gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He pulls out on his trigger.
There's a lot going on in this movie, even if a president can't remember it. But
yeah, I'm looking and I am not.
Corn pop.
Guys,
Well, I guess that means we
don't
get to
think-
do it. That's pretty cool then.
Yeah, no, we have not done Coming to America.
We'll be doing Coming to America. I
Oh,
guess.
say, can you see?
Brian Barth, I prefer Raw.
Raw was good, but
What?
it wouldn't make a very good Toxic Tuesday.
No.
No. Same thing with Delirious.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, we have. I'm double checking. We did
I
not
got
touch.
McDonald's and you ain't got none.
What about Beverly Hills Cop?
We
that
did
one.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Did
That I
that.
remember.
We do too,
I
though.
remember
We
that.
haven't done
We need to do
two
Beverly
yet.
Hills Cop 2.
We haven't done the sequel, which we should do.
Yes.
So we
Fuck
have a
this
few
shit.
Eddie Murphys to go. We have a few Eddie Murphys to go. And you know what? That's a good thing. He's filled up quite well on our panel with all the Toxic Tuesdays we've had. Eddie Murphy has really given us a good cream filling.
Very engorged. Your panels are engorged.
Well, yeah, it's the stuff, man. Hostess. He gives
Sort of like
us
that time I woke up in band camp, and I started pooping milk, and I'm like, "What the fuck did I eat yesterday?" And everybody like giggled. I'm like, "What's so funny?"
What did you put up your butt?
It's not what I put up there.
All of it.
Yeah, that's your story, right? Yeah,
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
sticking to it.
I just woke up pooping milk.
Is that your truth?
Sure, what the fuck?
Hashtag, I'll put that in my butt.
I'll put
Hashtag
that in my
butt. Hashtag my truth in the butt. Oh, dude, that'd be whoa. He looks
Yeah,
like he
this
got
is
some
this
things
is where the revenge. This is where the revenge plan starts. They ruined my life over a bet for how much? $1.
$1.
$1.
And if that's the way they want it, no problem.
Here's your Christmas bonus.
It leads to probably my favorite scene, and probably my favorite scene in the movie where Eddie Murphy's a passenger for Clarence on the opposite side, and he just becomes the annoying passenger we can't wait to get off the train from. Oh man, he was hysterical with the outfit and all. Oh
Yes.
man, fucking dying with that scene. Yeah, John Landis, he's a legend, but things happen, and he wasn't the only Hollywood guy that got people killed. I mean, you could argue Matthew Broderick, obviously Alec Baldwin. I don't have that gunshot that Toxic Man Flu does, but we all know what happened there.
And the prop supervisor from the movie The Crow.
Oh yeah, that's so tragedy is unfortunately inevitable when it comes to doing these movies. And
Well, look, when they're doing the Allman Brothers Band movie just a few years ago.
Oh my
when
God,
they were
yeah.
on the bridge, and the guy didn't have all the permits, and the train came down and killed one of the camera operators. God. Yeah, movies are there's a lot of dangerous stuff, and stunt Brad's not here, but a lot of people get hurt doing movies.
I tell people all the time, do what you want to do no matter what, because you're never going to live forever. So if you die doing something you enjoy and die doing something you love, at least we can, cry and mourn your death. You were doing what you wanted.
Like Catherine the Great.
Oh God, yes.
Look, that's Richard Nixon on the desk there.
I know. I'm looking at that photo too. I'm like, that's cool.
And I have a couple of clips I got to play.
Good old Tricky Dick.
People that own the Park Belly contracts are going batshit because they're thinking, hey, we're losing all our damn money, and Christmas is around the corner, and I ain't gonna have no money to buy my son the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip, okay? And my wife ain't gonna make love to me because I ain't got no money, right?
He's gonna say F me, and then he changed it to make love. He's so good in that, and that's where he's so damn believable in this movie. And I always wanted I did get the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip as a kid. Yeah.
So they're sitting there and they panicking, they screaming, sell, because they don't want to lose all their money, right? They out there panicking right now. I can feel it. They out there. They're panicking. Look at them.
He's right, Mortimer. My God, look at it.
The only thing that sucked about Kung Fu grip on G.I. Joe is that the way they were made.
I thought you were going to say it got stuck in your butt.
They would break off. The fingers would break off. But yeah, that's
where'd you put them?
In your butt.
Oh, hey, exit only, dude. I'm not the felonist here. That's for you to. You're the one who wants to be the break and ender guy. But
yeah. And for 3 days,
I'm
Gerry
not,
was, and for
Go
3
ahead.
days after that, Gerry was crapping in a colander.
That was a lot of milk.
Oh, that is so nasty. Wow. That's filthy.
And 3, judging from all these jewels around your girlfriend's neck here, I think you'll need every penny you got just to keep her happy.
Are you talking about the bad character, the bad guys in the movie? Or you talk about the panel, or is that both?
Probably both.
And we get Harvey, good old Jim Belushi here, and
Yeah.
he's Harambe. I mean, just a gorilla.
You ever make
And
it with
he
an
has
ape?
and he got really excited really quick. He made it. He got his hands full really quick, and he just went for the move. Just like
And by the way,
little
this is
Belushi
the
would.
first comedy film he'd worked on.
Yep.
Mhm.
And everybody remembers that's Franken and Davis from SNL. Al Franken and I forget the guy's first name, something Davis, Brad Davis, some shit like that. And they did a lot of comedy on SNL together.
Go back to that face of the gorilla, Mark, because with
we're gonna watch
Shanasi's
that.
comment here, this is, imagine this is your visual imagery as the grapening happenings.
That's why G. Gordon Liddy didn't want the role. He couldn't take the joke.
Look at that. That's the face you have to look at as it's happening. Whew. Man. And that
Don't
breath
make
was-
eye contact and you'll be fine.
I don't know, but
Don't make eye
I
contact.
mean, your bunghole might have problems having you walk for a few weeks after that happens. I mean, the girl might even straight up break you in half.
Speak for yourself. That'd just be another weekend for me.
Gorilla did it for her.
I like breaking Nick. It's almost as fun as breaking Keith.
It's only gay if you make eye contact.
Wow.
Al Franken, who would have thought he would be senator someday? God.
Yeah, I know. What a joke.
And now here, look what this is an inside joke in the movie. He's reading
G. Gordon Liddy book. Yes.
Yeah.
Reading Will. Great book, by the way.
Yeah.
It is a good book. I've read it.
Oh, I bet you have.
It's only gay if you're the girl.
Wow. Oh man. I know as soon as I stream ends, I'm gonna crash hard. you've oh dude, yes. The perfect ending. Oh, my favorite say thank you for my English mistakes. I'm Nago Hiboko exchange from Cameroon. And we're not far from Mr. Lewis's very problematic scene.
And I have a clip to play about that from the director. I'll just play a few seconds when he talks about that.
No, I would love to see that clip.
He basically tells people to screw it.
Yeah.
Good. It's my bloody time. I'm sick of so at least we have this, and then we have Live and Let Die. What's her name? Who is in Live and Let Die?
Which
just
one?
saying,
Barbara
hey,
Bach?
that's just
No, not Barbara
yes, thank you. When she'll say, hey, this is just how the movie, this is the culture of the time. That's just happened to be how it was made. Imagine that. What a concept. Just
Jane Seymour, wasn't it? Or no?
Yes.
Yes, Jane Seymour in Live and Let Die.
I mean, this
More
movie
butts.
preceded even the, the term political correctness becoming common into common usage. So, yes, there was some pushback, mostly from the executives at the studio, but Landis's attitude was, "Screw off! I'm making a movie here. It's a comedy. Live with it."
Oh, I think Joe Biden was on this train. It's the Baltimore Amtrak. Look,
isn't this where he pushed his wife on the track? So he could marry his new wife.
Come in, my child. Join the party.
In my pants.
Ah.
Jamie Lee Curtis couldn't do a German accent, so she tried to. Landis is like, "Well, what can you do?" He's like, "Maybe Swedish." So that's why he's got this line. But you're wearing later, Ocean.
Yes.
From Sweden.
Yeah, from Sweden.
What a very realistic wig. I'm totally sold that's actually somebody.
And like anyone cared what her accent was too, or the look with that view.
Well,
No.
Beeks has obviously got his eyes, elsewhere, and it's very, very obvious.
He's looking right at her Mad Mardigans,
and
Yes.
and she asked about her rucksack, but I think Gerry is the one who needs his rucksack handled.
Yeah.
So,
and
I
he's
would like it by Jane Seymour, the older version, which we really refer to as Jane C. Less.
and this guy, I forgot the actor's name. He's like, "I'll do the movie for free."
Yeah, he gets so close to her boobs. Heck yeah, that's payment enough.
So here's a clip that Aykroyd's got. Let me have to reshare it because I didn't share my audio. Let's play like 10 seconds of this here. Oh, click on it. There we go.
where's the clip? Oh,
Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go.
Let me
Yeah,
turn the volume up.
go
Yep.
for it.
She brought the compassion, her heart of gold, her acting ability, her beauty in skin and in visage.
I'll just stop and then I'll start.
Yeah,
again.
go ahead. Yeah, definitely stop because I don't think I definitely have not seen this clip ever. So this is good.
The fact that she, happens to have one of the greatest racks ever seen in Hollywood history.
I love Dan. I love Dan.
Right.
So honest.
No, that is uber utter male toxicity standing the test of time.
Did you say
And
utter
utter-
male toxicity?
Other.
Yes.
Yep.
This making was
That
from
was
like 20
good.
years ago too,
Roll
though.
the other one.
Complements all of that and just is kind of a bonus feature for it all. But there was so much more substance to the character than that. But having that, beautiful display to back up all her other assets and gifts just, I think, contributed to a perfectly, might I say, well-rounded performance.
By the way, food and rent are not the only things around here that cost money. You sleep on the couch.
Well, obviously.
And then I'll find that Landis clip. Let me go. But here, we'll keep the slideshow going, but I'll find that Landis.
Thank you, Mark. That was hilarious.
Like, could you imagine someone saying that today? I mean,
No.
no,
Nope.
right? I mean, no one had the guts to say it. Yeah.
Oh, Aykroyd. You were being very problematic. Was Al Franken's character actually working for the train? I don't think so.
Yeah, he's a loader there. Yep, baggage handler. Yep.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Which one's Franken and which one's the ape? I can't tell.
There are moments I like very much. I mean, stuff. I like.
Oh,
They
you gotta-
both have
you gotta-
monkey
The apes-
DNA
The ape is the handsome one.
in them.
That's right. Yeah.
Like when
them.
exchange the briefcase
Mm.
on the train.
Mark, you got a clip in like the back or something?
Oh, sorry. I was trying to listen to where that next. Let me stop.
You know,
Okay.
One night we're going to hear him
You can
listening
still
to
hear it,
porn
yeah.
in the background.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
And we're gonna make those faces when we catch them. We're gonna make those faces right there on the screen, Gary.
I get the O sounds, but what's this sound?
Trying to find that spot where Landis mentions that scene. Yeah.
Ooh,
Now you can't hear it. Hopefully.
Oh.
Yeah, they wouldn't allow this anytime today.
Oh no. No.
Oh my.
That guy could become Prime Minister of Canada, you know.
Yeah, right.
He is Canadian, so he's
right.
obviously preparing for a
Just
future biopic.
Considered making a rated R because it's
It's racist. It's rated R.
he looks mortified. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, Chase says Dan Blackroyd. I like that one.
Well, there's actually a chatter who shows up once in a while, a viewer named Dan Blackroyd. I've seen him around.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Seriously.
Oh my god.
Oh.
So here's what I'll have to reshare and share. Sorry, but let me see what they say about it. It's only a few seconds.
He's
I'll
running for
start 'em.
government. Obviously, a Justin Castro not. Okay.
There we go. I think this is Jerry.
My all-time favorite thing in the whole movie is when Eddie's sitting at the bar and the guy comes up and goes, "Hey, you
the
that
motherfucker I was gonna call."
And Eddie looks at him and goes,
Motherfucker. Moi.
"There it is. There's the movie right there.
And then Landis will stop and then
There, motherfucker, moi."
The head of the studio at that time and someone else were horrified when they saw the movie. They said, "Danny's in blackface? There'll be riots across the country." That's ridiculous. That was one of the executives was deeply appalled by.
Well, stop it. Sorry. I mean, this is an interview, so it should be fine. But yeah,
A man being sexually molested by a gorilla. And I said, it's a joke and it goes by very quickly. But the first preview was very successful and all went away.
Go back on that. Go back to the second gorilla.
Oh, I closed it. Sorry.
The second gorilla doesn't even look like a real gorilla.
Oh no, it's a guy in a suit. It's a guy in a suit. Yeah, 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 yeah. Al Franken would have risked his life there, right? I'll put the link in. You can watch that whole clip. It's on the YouTubes. It's about 10 minutes long, but it's a nice behind the scenes of the movie.
So the trailer put into Philadelphia sued. Will you be getting off of the city of brotherly love? I will, but you won't. The looks on the face like, I feel like he has a breakfast club he was late to attend to. Doesn't he have kids on Saturday attention he needs to take care of? Man, Clarence, learn to be a confident school attendant.
I always wondered if he was the role model for Principal Chalmers on The Simpsons, because Chalmers always reminded me of him.
Principal Skinner?
Yeah, yeah.
He does look like.
Yes, I see. I can't see that. I could, I can't see the Skinner in Mr. Clarence Beak, aka why am I already forgetting son of a bitch's name? I can't remember. Damn it. Oh, Paul Gleason. Yeah, Paul Gleason. I have to look up his name because I don't remember his damn name. But to be fair, that's what I get. I didn't know Al Bundy.
Been hanging around Joe Biden too long.
Oh, I didn't know Al Bundy's real name until I was 30. Because to me, he was always Al Bundy, and I refused to acknowledge him by any other name. To me, it was just Al Bundy. It's like, no, you're not Ed O'Neill. You're Al Bundy. Fuck you. That's your name.
Why do kids keep calling me?
Yeah, The Simpsons stopped being funny after Sam Simone left as showrunner, because that's when they decided to make Homer stupid.
I knew a guy
Oh.
named Homer. He had an Odyssey written about him.
And an Iliad.
It was written
there was
written just after your birth, wasn't it? So there's, you know.
Oh, yeah, something like that.
There was a clip. Oh, damn it. Lost my train of thought. I'm looking at this guy. Yeah. Oh, Barry Manilow reports minor theft in his what? Is that real? Or is that supposed to be a joke? It's gotta be a joke.
That'd be a joke.
Yeah, it's gotta be a joke. Dude,
in his closet.
Ace costume parties had to have been fucking awesome. Seriously. I wouldn't know because I was at the turning point where
This
there's
is when-
some. Go ahead, Tom.
I was just saying, this is when Jin was still trying to be his brother.
Yeah.
Well, it's when he started trying to be his brother. This is when it started really ramping up, that he was trying to do the same kind of comedy and shit.
I think Turner and Hooch was the last attempt he did at that.
Not Turner and Hooch, K9.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Which I like that movie. I do like that movie, but yeah.
Those two
Jim
movies
just
came out
needed to be Jim.
together, right?
What?
Didn't those movies come out within like 3 months of each other? That was, I think it was the same season. K9 and Turner and Hooch came out.
For some reason, I keep thinking Turner and Hooch was closer to 1990. I'll look it up real quick.
Those eyes are creepy.
I think
Those
my
look
favorite
like the
Jim
eyes
Belushi
that the gorilla wants to put in Gary's butt. That's the eyes. He gave him sex eyes. That's what he did. He gave him sex eyes. He's like,
No, they came out the same fucking year, 89. You're right.
I thought it was like 3 months apart or less.
Holy crap.
And those were like the two worst movies I saw that summer or that year.
But I liked, look, I'm going to say there's some great stuff. Ed O'Neill is in K9 too. Oh, I'm sorry. Al Bundy.
Wow. And
private
Belushi's movie The Principal came out in 87.
Oh, that was bad.
No, I don't think so. I think it was better than his attempts at comedy up to that point.
Yeah, when he tried, I mean, when he kind of twisted around and started doing a little bit more action-oriented stuff, then he kind of found his comedy voice a little later on, but those still didn't do very well.
Like, I love the movie. What was it called with Arnold that he did?
Red Heat.
Red Heat. I love that movie.
That was a Toxic Tuesday movie.
Yeah, I thought they did that here.
Yeah, we did Red Heat.
That was one of the first ones, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's a great film, man.
I think I was on that one. I'm pretty sure. I was like early on in the beginning. Yeah.
It was like the second Toxic Tuesday, I think, or something like that, right?
I think so.
Oh, first one was Red Heat. First Toxic Tuesday.
First one was Red Heat. I know we did Commando early too.
I thought you guys did Cobras first.
No,
Cobra was later on.
Red Heat was number one, and that's when it wasn't Toxic Tuesday. Wasn't it Nick's like Tuesday at the movies or something? Or
I had the name was, and it was just a very standard the week in pop culture thing. I think it's 32 Flavors of Entertainment, and it was just your typical talk about what was going on currently in culture, pop culture. And I was really like, I remember at that point, and I apologize for repetition, chat, but for those not in the know, it was kind of like, I guess you say, burning me out really quickly that I was talking about the same topics on the same shows everywhere I went. It's not that I didn't want to talk about them anymore. It's just like, I can't talk about this every single stream. That was my thing. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do something different for the summer. That's what it was. I'm going to do something different. Oh, hey, I like Cobra and Red Heat and a few other movies. I should talk about those for summer just to get away from it for a bit, just to balance myself out on a mental level. And then a few weeks happened, and then I'm like, hey, this is fun. And then, I guess we'll ride this on to the rest of the year. Then a 70s hopped on. Obviously, there's Mark and Dustin really early on.
Yeah.
Red Shirt a little bit later. Tom a little bit later. Geary a little bit later. Bruce a bit later. And yeah, I think by the 8th or 9th episode, it was renamed into Toxic Tuesday. I think it was right around that point. I can't remember. I don't remember how I got the name. I really don't know. To be fair,
those are the best names, right? Yeah.
I really don't know how that name came to mind. Like I do remember though thinking that a name change was needed though, because since it wasn't what the original name was of the previous thing that was going on. So yeah, but it worked. Before I know it, I was like, hey, people seem to like what's going on here. They like us talking about toxic men and dudes. And once Gary filled up the butt and then Bruce Lombardo filled up the front end, I realized we got the right men to fill up every position possible.
And orifice.
Yeah, and before I know it, we had the front, the center, the top, and the bottom, and the side to side, all
love
covered.
a healthy front butt.
It's such an amazing scene, by the way, Nick. You get to see so much of the Trade Center in this movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, no, it's wild. It's like rewatches. It's just like really weird for me. It's just like, wow, this is actually like happening.
They actually,
wow.
They actually tried to film while the trading was going on the floor. Actually stopped trading because all the traders started paying attention to Murphy and Aykroyd and what the movie makers were doing. And essentially the stock exchange there, the exchange there came to a halt, but they got a lot of tips from the guys.
It caused the crash of 83.
Yes.
Oh,
well, but they got, oh boy, yes, pre 9/11.
Yeah,
by a lot.
83.
But they were trained how to do it so they'd sound right, and then the producer decided to shut it all down because they didn't want to shut down the exchange. So they came back on a Saturday or something to film it, and then they had extras come in. But when they first went in there to film, they had actual stock, actual traders on the floor, and they trained Aykroyd and Murphy on how to act like traders.
Wow,
no, it's a cool scene, yeah, and it's what's fun about it. It's not like a typical revenge scene, or they really stick it to the guys. That line is great. Like, how do you really get back at rich people? Let's make them poor. You didn't really seem to like it when it happened to you, So,
yep.
And
Darth Viewer, thank you. It helps.
We're not gay. We're just close friends.
It helps that we have all the dudes that we have here. I feel like it's a good thing we don't have like a drinking game for every time I say dude, because we would all be absolutely fucking plastered by now. But
Before
thank
you tune in, make sure you sign this waiver.
It started with the movies. The toxicity came second, and then the gayness really reached around and brought us to a whole new level of gayness. And
reach around. You don't get much more gay than a good reach around.
You gotta go for both. You gotta go for the shaft grab and go for the cherries.
And we know how to bust cherries. That is just some we're
cherry popping daddies?
Yes, we are.
Oh, dude, we're cherry busters. I want to know that thing's gonna fucking pop. Like, I want pimple pop that cherry.
Somebody earlier in the chat, like way earlier, were asking like, how come? Like, this is why we never have chicks on here. And I'm like, we should. I know we've got chicks in the chat that'd probably be amazing on this show with us.
Yeah, a lot of the females are pretty gay. They wear dresses.
Dustin, check the private chat. Do not say anything, but shh.
Yeah,
that's gonna happen. That is going to happen. And the show's like,
putting a wig on does not count. It's
with a wig, Tom.
Well, we have had ladies on before.
We've had a few,
like Southern Belle and stuff, wasn't it?
Arwen Avalon was
on.
Way back when. I think is when we were doing I think it was it Lone Wolf McQuade?
Lone Wolf McQuade.
I think it was that.
God, that's
Her
such a
and
good
Matt
movie.
got along really well. That was fun.
Last Boy Scouts were on together. Yeah.
By the way,
yeah.
Action Con says buy low, sell high, which my response is you should also buy high and then later sell while you're still high.
Yes.
It's good to sell and
we
buy when
Just
you're high.
get high. It's the best way to deal with it.
Get high and
Yeah,
sell
just
low.
forget the
The
rest. of shit and
takeaway
get
is
high.
it's
Be
being
high.
high.
Raquel SSG, I think we've had her on once or twice before.
What about Courtney? Has she ever been on?
I don't think Courtney would actually
don't
be
think
a
she's-
good
I don't
fit.
think she's
If
been
there's
on, no.
the right movie for her. Yeah, I'd say yeah. I'd have Courtney on.
By the way, I learned how to shut her up real quick. Tell her I'm a
What
drummer.
happened?
Tell her I'm a
You're
drummer.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's an inside joke.
I
You
can't
get
believe you're considering inviting women onto the show, Nick. I mean, next thing you'll be proposing to get the vote. My God.
making
Nick here
babies.
says we all need to escape from clown world every now and then, immerse ourselves in a time where the culture is stronger, and hope for those better days again. That is
Kate, get on the
facts right
show.
there, Kate.
Get right on the show.
You don't want to be here, Kate. Thanks for listening. We thank you for listening.
That's what my grandmother lived in. My grandmother lived in Switzerland. The women there didn't get the right to vote until 1970. And she's
Holy
like,
shit.
and we're asking her about it. And she's like, well, it's a man's place to vote. I've never voted. I don't think I should be voting as a woman. It's like, talk about a different generation.
Yeah, exactly. We're getting a lot of suggestions out there. My suggestion is just call it gay for Tig Biddies.
What the fuck?
Gay for Tig Biddies.
Sell.
Bro.
Turn those machines back on.
Bruce, what's with all those weenies in your hand? You only got two hands, dude.
I'm
Can't
trying.
contain your-
Somebody's going skiing.
Trying so hard. I'm trying.
Dustin knows the joke.
Sausage fingers can't hold all
Dustin,
this.
you could give him a good shake up with your righty. No, if you put your arm up, you could use Bruce's hand. That'd be a nice shake weight. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Oh dear. Look at those guys. Look at those dudes.
My question when it always comes to the stock market is how in the fuck do they, I mean, like, I know it's probably different now to a degree, but it's all written on paper. How do they get everything instantly where it needs to go? To where you'd actually get it in and get for the right price.
I still need to learn how the stock market works.
Well, they're okay. I mean, if you really want to know, basically what they're doing is they're just writing a contract. I'll sell you this for this price, and the
this
other
is
one
not-
says, "Okay, I'll buy that."
This is
and they
not
swap
really a
that.
stock market. This is more like a futures right here.
It is a futures market. Yes, they're selling frozen orange juice futures.
What's the
So they're-
difference of a futures market?
A futures market is you are selling today what you will buy later, or buying today what you will sell later. You're
It's a lot of
buying
gambling.
something that isn't on the market yet.
Gambling
You're
in the
trading.
outcome.
But yeah, basically what happens is let's say you have a factory that makes orange juice. What you want your broker to do is buy a whole bunch of frozen orange juice futures, which will be delivered to you later because you bought them here on the exchange. You have the receipts to prove it. So that's basically what the traders are doing. They're buying on behalf of manufacturers and selling on behalf of farmers co-ops. But they're all trading with each other, trying to make money on the change in price. So that's where all the volatility and all of these buys and sells and all this come from. But in the end, there's got to be somebody who has orange juice and somebody who wants to get it to put it in bottles.
And
So
if
that's
there's,
really what-
and that's why they had that report. With the report, what that does is tell them the prediction for the crop for the year.
Right. How many
based
oranges
on-
are going to be
And the
available
Duke-
to make juice with?
And the Dukes
Yeah.
believed there was going to be a shortage, so the price would be high.
Which, yeah, because they got their hands on the report early, so they replaced it with a fake.
Whereas the real report was, there's no problem.
And somebody said it earlier. It's basically legal gambling in the financial market.
Both of these two were what these two and the Dukes are doing is called insider trading, and it's illegal unless you're very rich or a member of Congress.
If
you're Nancy Pelosi stocks trades.
Yeah.
Those two are the same thing, Red Shirt. Those two are the same thing. Very
Well,
rich
yes,
and in Congress.
but I repeat myself. Yes.
Yes, you repeat yourself.
Basically, what Martha Stewart went to jail for.
Yes.
Well, actually, she went to jail for actually lying to the FBI. She actually
Was
didn't
that what
go
it was
to jail.
for?
Yeah, they didn't get her for insider trading. They got her for lying to
But
the
they'll
FBI.
always get you for that.
Yeah, that's right.
They always get you for
what
that.
What did she lie about? I'm sorry, Brian.
Insider trading.
Go, Brian.
Yeah, but lying to the FBI is one of the easiest tricks they use in any. If they can't get you on anything else, they'll just take a statement you've made and twist it and say, "Well, you lied about that." Well, I mean, you might say, "Well, it was sunny this morning," and they'll go, "Well, actually, no. The weather forecast said it was raining somewhere. Therefore, you lied to us." That's the trick that they use, the FBI. So.
Yep, because it's much easier to get you for that than saying that you actually participated in the insider trading, and it's amazing. I'm shocked that Congress can't pass a law banning insider trading.
Like this would be, this would be like, let's say, like if your uncle has this business, right, and your buddies all have stock in this business, and your uncle is about to sell his business and go out of business, right? Like you would tell your friends so they would sell their stocks or whatever so they wouldn't lose a bunch of money, or vice versa. He's selling it to a bigger company, so you tell your friends to go out and buy more stocks. That's generally what the type of thing that would happen. So then they know, oh, well, when the sale happens, that means my stock is going to double or triple or whatever, and that's basically what it is. And it's kind of the same thing here, only here it is, like you guys said, they're trading on the futures, which include orange juice, pork bellies, and a few other commodities. Things that will always sell, that are always going to be part of the, things that we consume on a daily basis. And so and then like you said, they got the report early, the crop report, which is the insider trading part. Is nobody else is supposed to have access to that until the time they announce it. And Clarence Beeks works it out to where because he works for the commission or whatever, and he gets them the deal. Yeah, there's actually a special feature, I think, on the disc or somewhere where somebody actually explains exactly how this works out, because it is kind of convoluted in the movie. You're trying to figure out what the fuck is going on exactly.
This actually explains it pretty well too. Yeah, so they as you said, Tom. Yeah, they say
so. The Dukes are trying to buy up all the stock because in their mind, their stock is going to go up because it's going to be a shortage in oranges. So if they buy low, then come harvest time or whatever, when the oranges are up for sale, they'll be worth that much more because there isn't as many in the world. And coffee is the other, I think, commodity that's considered in that too.
And it's exactly how price speculators work. The ultra secretive price speculators work with fuel, because a lot of people don't know the governments and stuff like that. The OPEC, Kissinger gave all power to OPEC by creating these price speculators that we don't monitor what they're doing. And they're constantly changing the price of fuel based off of their speculations, not actual real shortages or anything like that. It's their speculations, and you got to trust that they're being honest when they're doing it.
Right.
Yes.
And what Eddie, there's two sides to this game, and one is what Eddie and Dan's characters are doing. They are selling as the price goes up because the buyers are all buying. They're following the lead of the Dukes. So when the price starts to rise, they start selling futures they don't have. It's called short selling. They're selling a promise to buy the commodity later and make good on their sale. So it's like I'll pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Yeah.
Okay. So they sell high, and then when the report comes out and the price crashes, they start buying all what they sold, which was, like a couple of million
at 29
like
cents
a million
pound
pounds.
Versus,
1 million pounds of frozen orange juice concentrate. And so when the price drops, they buy 1 million pounds, and that covers all of their short sales. And the difference between what they sold it for and what they bought later is their profit. It was probably about a quarter, like $250 million, so like $250 million. Somebody calculated it on a YouTube video.
And you reminded me of something that actually happened when I was 9 years old with my dad. And I got one of those wonderful looks from my father when I said it, because he thought I was messing around. I said, Dad, I don't understand. How does orange juice concentrate?
Steers
It's
very
a real
hard.
story. I really said that to my dad because I did not understand what that meant.
And I would to point out that, insider trading or not, especially when you're not insider trading, a friend of my family's when I was a kid was a stockbroker, and he used a certain amount of he started putting his own money into trades he was doing for the company, and he started short selling. And he blew a trade once, and the price that he sold for didn't go down so he could buy the replacements. And he basically lost his whole position and all of his family's savings, and they had to move. They had to sell their house and move. He wiped them out financially in one day. So it's a very risky investment move to make.
Yep. And by the way, Bush McFadden is telling the truth, by the way, over in the chat. He's talking about something that the news media didn't have any interest in really talking about.
Imagine that, of course.
Right. Because the president put a lot of money into that stuff, and it failed. That was our money, by the way. The government doesn't have money.
Yeah, right. No, and what every bit of the money that goes from your taxes, it goes that them. That money's already gone. Gone. It was gone years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
At least electric cars will be really cheap one day, and electricity will be free. We all have Mr. Fusion generators in our house. Yeah.
You keep believing that, little boy.
I will drive a Tesla for fun, or if it was given to me for free, I'd probably take it.
I would own a Tesla any day of the fucking week over a gas car any fucking day.
Well, Tesla's nice, actually, yeah. But
I like Tesla.
You can't have everyone driving them though right now because
we don't have the market for the refineries and for the power grid. But I mean, they're nice.
That type of stuff is also state run. The grid,
yes,
fuel is not. At least
you should just let them
state that it is.
You should let the market do
it
naturally, not forcing everyone to buy an electric car that doesn't want one.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Well, there's no one forcing anybody to buy an electric car now.
But
not yet. I mean,
my state almost banned gas cars this year.
Well, they're stupid, but I mean, they do dumb shit like that. But you know, that's just not going to pass. That's all grandstanding.
California passed it. They're banning.
Yeah, but that's what 2030.
2035, yeah, or 2030, yeah. But what happened is a lot of states on the East Coast follow California's CARB rules, so a lot of them now are passing. So Connecticut, thank God they stopped the ban, but they're going to ban gas cars in 10 years.
I mean, I've got a reservation in for a Cybertruck, but I probably won't get one for if they keep emailing me saying, you know, you're in line for one. I'm like a million in line or whatever. And it's going to take them like fucking 10 years to get that many of those made right now. Yeah. So I'm not too worried about that, but I mean, you know, to drop $120K on a truck, that's amazing. But I'm probably the only person
bulletproof
here that thinks that. Dude, it's dope as fuck, man. Like, I mean, I've got Tesla's made me some money.
Well, good. As it should. I would hope that it would. It has its place in the world. I will not argue that it has its place in the world. I just don't want to be the only one that has a place in the world.
And their chargers actually work too, because my daughter's boyfriend has one. And we went on a trip, but not a long trip, like but their charger actually works. Unlike all the Department of Jennifer Granholm, she was Secretary of Transportation. They kicked a pregnant mom with kids out of their charger. And they had to call the cops because they were trying to save the spot on the electric charger They're going cross country because other cars, the chargers don't work or they're not as well set up. So
Yeah, like I mean, that's the problem is like when you get into the big manufacturers, the charging networks that they're utilizing are garbage. That's why no one wants to buy them.
Tesla is the best one. Yeah.
Yeah, because they put their money where their mouth is.
If you guys go cross country and you're on the southern side of the states, if you are driving through a state where they have a Buc-ee's, I'm going to recommend you take your Tesla to the Buc-ee's. They've got charging stations that work there. They have people that know how to work on them there. And yeah, Buc-ee's is also known as the biggest fucking gas station in America.
Love Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's is amazing. And for those of you who don't know what Buc-ee's is, just Google it, BUC-CEE''S.
Their merch is incredible.
Yeah, they've got like 100, 200 gas pumps.
Yeah. The one in New Braunfels has 150 gas pumps. There's one even larger, I believe, in Tennessee. It's great. But
Hey, you're not, how far are you from New Braunfels?
50 minutes.
Because there's a street sign, literally has my first and last name on the street sign.
Sweet.
And I need it. I need it real bad. Like, hey, buddy. But it's
Tell
like
you
a
what,
residential street. It's weird.
Dustin, when I get over to New Braunfels next time, I will go and I will look for this street because I'm there probably once a month.
I'm not saying to really do it. I mean, but just
I got
because
you.
I remember.
I got you, buddy.
He got you, bro.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right.
Somebody
so
say,
I'm gonna read.
Did somebody say new brothels? Sorry, I wasn't listening.
I love new and old brothels.
I'm gonna read off some scores real quick. Brian Barth, 10 out of 10. Toxicity, 10. Keely Chow, toxicity, 10-10. Overall, 10-10. Jonah Hex, 8 out of 10. Pork Bellies, and 9 out of 10. Toxic Insider Trade Deals. Max Redstone, 19 out of 10. Thank you, Max. Chinatsky, 10 out of 10. Blackface. Darth Viewer, 9 out of 10 for the movie, 10 out of 10 for the toxicity. I mean, actually, funny feels coming. Facts, my dude. Yeah, I mean, that's a beauty. Like, the jokes are still great. A lot of them land. Most of them land. You get great performances from Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd. And you get great performances out of the supporting characters as well. And a lot of the supporting characters all have their moments, their arcs, and yeah, get a lot of great character development. And seeing Aykroyd and Murphy there, they really blended very well together on screen. Shinatsky gave it a 10 out of 10 blackface. Over Josh Post says overall 10, toxicity 9, ladies boobs 10. Boosh says 10-10 overall. I will watch to the end regardless where the movie is. There you go. 10 80s hooker wigs out of 10 for toxicity because holy crap. TZ Burton, toxic 5, overall 9, ladies 10, Putin's cat. Murder toxicity 100 out of 10. Matthew Marzillo, 10 out of 10 for toxicity, women and male gorillas. Yeah. All right. So, and then Grim gave it a 69 out of 100. Bruce, why don't you show off your final thoughts on this flick? And then, yeah, we'll do our final thoughts and we'll pull out of here.
Well, I think this movie succeeds on a lot of levels. It's got a lot of balls in it, and that's modern parlance, not 80s parlance. 80s, this was a standard film. This is a really great movie.
Yeah,
the casting is great. The way that they outline Philadelphia at the start of this film, I think, is really kind of sets a tone for me because you get a lot of things just bombarded at you at once. This is a movie that shows you the heart of Philadelphia. It goes in the bodegas. It goes to the working men and women, and you get to see what they're doing, preparing for this. Then you realize, hey, it's Christmas time. All of this is going on. And then we're introduced to our main characters. And wow, what a fucking just introduction for both Eddie Murphy and for Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd is the man at his job. Everybody knows his name. Hello, Mr. Winthrop. Hello, Mr. Winthrop. And that's just repeated for the first 2.5 minutes. And Eddie Murphy, on the other hand, man, he is a hell of a popper. He does a great job as a popper. And I think this movie just succeeds on a lot of levels. As a comedy, it's not the funniest comedy in the world, but as a comedy, it does everything right within its purview. I'm going to give this movie an easy 80 out of 100. For toxicity, I'm going to give it a 90 out of 100. That's one of the largest toxics I've ever rated. And this movie, if you've not seen it, watch it, enjoy it, and watch it with friends and family because they deserve to see something that will make them laugh. This movie will do it.
And everyone should see Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, I mean, I got to say, I agree with Bruce. I agree with Bruce on that. Like, we've said it a few times about like being the most toxic films we've watched on here. This has definitely got to be up there. And you don't think about it at first, but as you're going through it and you're doing the check marks, you're like, holy shit. Like, this movie got away with so much crap. That's why I love that you showed that bit with John Landis where he's like, you got all these notes. And that was in 1983, right? And you would think that nobody would give a shit about blackface in 1983, but oh yeah, he got notes. But as soon as the film tested well, they like didn't give a shit, right? So like,
yeah,
you know, so that tells me everything I need to know. It's like if this movie was too toxic for 1983, then what does that say for 2023?
This movie wasn't that toxic back then. This was an average film, I feel.
Pretty much, like outside of the blackface bit and the whole idea of them treating Valentine the way they do.
I must have a very low bar because when I see blackface in 80s films and 90s films, I don't get my hackles raised. That was part of the comedy bit. If they weren't doing that, then they would have been doing something else to try to generate laughs. But they did the blackface, and the blackface succeeded so well. I don't understand why we can't pretend to be something else. What's the point of being an actor?
I mean, 9 times out of 10, it did come off pretty cringe, even. Like you got things like Cool Man and some other movies that were pretty bad. But I mean,
keep in mind
occurrences where the comedy worked.
Yeah, keep in mind
just because
Bruce,
of how absurd it was. Yeah,
in the 1980s, the concept of toxicity barely existed. You know, it literally this idea hadn't really gained circulation yet. So yes, they would have said that joke went too far. They wouldn't have said that's toxic. So I always have to remember when I'm watching these, I mean, my toxicity ratings are always tongue in cheek because I grew up with these movies. I was a young adult watching these movies, and nobody said things like that about them. I mean, I watched all the Warner Brothers cartoons and some others that were even more outrageous than those as a kid on Saturday mornings. And those cartoons don't get shown anymore because they're considered toxic and violent and everything else that's wrong.
An example from this same year was Richard Donner's The Toy.
Jackie Gleason, Richard Pryor.
Great movie.
Yep.
John Candy.
Every critic called that movie.
That was at Brewster's.
No, that's Jackie Gleason. But Jackie Gleason.
Candy was
Pryor.
in,
You're thinking of
Brewster's
you're thinking of Brewster's Million. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, like even at that time, critics were calling The Toy racist as fuck.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're like, they made him a slave. I was like, well, he's getting paid. It's like,
yeah, the political correctness.
Right, but that was a very
late
specific,
80s. Yeah.
That was a very specific charge that it was racist, which now is part of toxicity. It just gets this blanket accusation now. That's the only point I was trying to make. Yes, there were still criticisms back then. Okay.
Where I was coming from is like the fact that they did makes it that much more toxic now was my point.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does make it that much more toxic now. It's just the attitudes then were there's something I really don't like the idea of a man in a gorilla suit being raped by a gorilla. Okay, but it doesn't it goes by really quickly. You won't it's not a big we don't make a big deal out of it, and it's part of the joke. Okay. And then it of course tested well, so he never heard another complaint about it. That's the difference. Nowadays, there's this whole blanket of if you do anything, you are tarred with the brush, right?
Well,
if your movie has one thing that's not approved, it's tarred with this brush, and that's the way I
show you kind of the mentality of the time. Was you guys brought it up earlier with the Don Amici story, which is great, right? Like he had no problem saying that version of the N-word, which I don't even feel comfortable saying because they'll go after you because it's just close enough to the other one. But I think they even say the other one at one point too. And they don't say crap about that. But yeah, Don Amici was all like clutching his pearls about saying the F word once, because the rest of that story is when he decided to do it, he's like, I'm going to give you one take, and that's all you're going to get. So that take that's in the movie is the only take there is of that, because he would not do it again.
Don Amici actually addressed the crew and said, everybody, please pay attention here. Let's get this right, because this is the only take of this scene I'm going to do. And everybody shut up, made sure they didn't screw up the shot, and they got it in one take. He was that
And then
adamant
Landis
about
kept saying after that, "Don't fuck this up, Don."
Yes.
Other scenes they kept effing with them. Yeah.
Yeah, he fucked him pretty hard on that. Everything
I
I've
mean,
been
that just
reading.
kind of shows you the mentality right there, right? Like, because even words like the lesser version of the N word, which is technically the quote unquote proper term, that one is a derogatory term
The
of.
A.
Yeah, like, see, even now it's become difficult to even address that word because it's an uncomfortable term for some people. So, like I said, it's just even at that point they were even being a bit PC about that in a way, if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay,
but it's
Bruce, did you have?
And Jonah
Go
Hex,
ahead.
I mentioned Soul Man, yes.
Oh yeah, with Thomas C. Howell. Yeah, who will ever forget that thing?
I don't think anybody will let him live that down.
Nope.
Bruce, do you have anything else you want to close out with?
Sorry.
No, I think no, you're good, Tom. And I didn't mean to interrupt you. I thought you were going, sir.
I just wanted to add to that. That was all. I don't know if it's my turn. I can, but yeah.
You're next, Tom. You were going to be next. As
Tom, I love this movie. I think it's a great comedy, and if nobody's seen it before, have them watch it, and let them know if they start having like, oh my god, I can't believe all the things you're saying in this movie. You have to look at them like, because people were adults back then. And it's funny because we used to be able to say things. We used to be able to say things like, hey, my friend Leroy, he just got some money. He's got the scholarship from the United College Negro Fund. And like, we could say that because Leroy was smart. He put in the work and he's going to a good school now. He's going to have a fucking career if he keeps his shit straight, doesn't get caught with a hooker with blow. He'll be fine. And we used to be able to tell people things with common fucking sense. But instead, you motherfuckers looking for internet points were like, oh my God, this guy doesn't care about the other races. He doesn't care about blackface. You know what? I don't give a fuck about anybody's opinion. I'm a goddamn septic worker. I work in sanitation. You'll never cancel me. I'll break my fucking knuckles on your goddamn face and I'll still have a job tomorrow. I don't care. And I love that. And I think more people should be of the mindset that there's nothing that I'm worried about. We can have a society. We can talk about each other. And if you want to say, oh my God, that's racist, well, that's fine. Go over there away from me out of earshot because I don't give a fuck about your opinion. I have every degenerate friend out there from every degenerate location and every degenerate family. I'm pretty certain that none of us give a shit about what we think. We all joke with each other. We all laugh at each other. We all work with each other. And at the end of the day, we go home to our families. And I think
I was like, you're just being a bunch of guys.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Imagine that. Bruce hanging out with dudes being dudes.
I'll never worry about my fucking job because there's never a woman I'll meet that'll want to be a plumber or fucking turn a wrench to get a fucking 4-inch pipe fixed on a goddamn sewer. That's why
I'm glad you had those statements put separately. Woman and 4-inch pipe.
She'll never fucking like that. Ever. So, these people are worried about like, oh my God, he didn't even care about Jamaican face. Why would I? At the fucking time that this movie was made, they surely, they didn't skimp on it. They had fun with it. I think it's great. This is a type of movie that I would love to see get made nowadays. In fact, I reviewed a movie last night on my channel called Lady Ballers, and that's the first step to getting our culture back. Because that movie was funny.
By the way, with Randy's statement here about being more aroused, what happens with the handies? Does your palm just get sweatier?
Mine was.
That helps with
At least we
lubrication.
know that Bruce knows how to handle the pipe.
But if you got a cut or something, it really stings.
Yeah.
Tom,
yeah.
Go ahead and shoot out.
Yeah, I was agreeing with that this is a bit more of a risque / toxic film than I kind of thought of at first. And as we were going through it here, I'm realizing, especially by today's standards, how toxic it is. But even by then standards, it was kind of on the cusp of, as we were just discussing here. So yeah, I'd give it a very high rating. I mean, I'd go at least a 9 or 10 out of 10 in the toxicity range. This is definitely up there. Like I said, we've said it a few times, but I think this is one of those times where we really mean it. Yeah, it's great for it. It has 0 fucks to give, as Bruce was just saying, basically. And I love that mentality in the film, and I love how it approaches the entire situation. So as far as a movie goes, I mean, I saw this movie when I was like 3 or 4 years old originally, and I remembered liking it then. And I didn't even understand probably half of it. I just remember that Eddie Murphy guy is funny, right? And I just loved. I mean, he was one of the first actors I knew by name as a kid, because Eddie Murphy was just like all of a sudden just boom, and this was one of the first movies I remember seeing him in. And believe it or not, my parents actually did let me watch some R-rated movies at that young, and this was one of them. And yeah, no, I enjoyed it then, and I enjoyed it throughout my life. I watched it at least once or more a year on average, and I just watched it again like 2 weeks ago on the new 4K, and it's a great film. It's a 10 out of 10.
Oh, dude, yeah.
It's one of those perfect films, right? Like even the flaws in it help make it what it is.
I gotta seek out that 4K. You got me all inspired to seek out.
It's not 4K. One that's gonna blow you away as far as like, I mean, whatever. It just depends on which Blu-ray you
it's
have
a simple 80s movie production, but it's the fact that I still don't own it on physical media as the
then yeah, you might as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm coming from. So I am definitely sold on it. And will that be all, Tom?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay. Gerry,
go ahead. Hey, that's me.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much in agreement with everything that was said. So, I wrote this down. I always write my stuff down for you.
That's good.
To make sure that I have notes to go back to.
I want to know where you point.
Yeah. So I had forgotten just how good this movie was until I watched it earlier. Because in my mind, I remembered having a beef with Eddie Murphy's performance because he's just playing variations of the characters that he always played in the 80s. But the fact is, there is nuances to this that I really liked. And so I was, again, shocked, not only at how good the movie was, but also how toxic it was. I'm like, oh boy, man, they would not make this movie today. And this movie, by the way, also makes up for the film that Aykroyd released earlier that year, called Dr. Detroit, which the only thing that good came out of that was him meeting Donna Dixon, who's his wife to this day. So
I propose we should do that movie for a Toxic Tuesday, though.
I think so too, because I still enjoy that movie, even though it's nowhere near as good as this movie.
Speaking of, I forgot to mention in my toxicity rant. Sorry, Gerry.
No, go for it.
The fact that you have the hooker with a heart of gold and she's hot as fuck.
Yeah,
and she's one of the main female stars.
Usually,
of the film.
You expect it to be an ugly hooker.
Well, regardless, like just that whole thing is, tell me that isn't like a male fantasy come to life.
Definitely. So I give the writing like a 10 because this is a perfect script. The casting, perfect, 10. Direction, perfect, a 10. And I believe this film is perfectly balanced in its toxicity through their love of Tig Bitties. And let's not forget all the graping that happened at the end of the movie and the blackface. So I personally give the entire film for its toxicity 10 out of 10. Sweet. But in Jamie Lee Curtis language / measurements, that's a 37, 25, 35.
Ooh.
So the only thing that could have been better, in my opinion, is if the movie had ended with some of Bruce's bean flicking.
Yeah.
I could have gone for some bean flicking in the movie at the end. And that's it, man. That's my score and everything.
Dustin, let it out.
On the surface. Oh, I'm gonna let it in. Anyway, on the surface, this is a
Bean flicking.
standard, typical 80s movie, right? Like you could,
Right.
if I would have watched, if I would have watched this when I was young in the 80s, because in 83 I was like 4, because Tom is a year younger than me. Mr. President, I should say. I probably would not.
I was born in 1896.
That's 300 trillion years ago.
Woo!
Wait, maybe it was 80, 88?
It was a big bang. I probably would not have noticed how toxic this movie was. Obviously at 4, but even if I would have caught it as like a teenager, I wouldn't have noticed, because I watched, growing up on 80s movies, there's just that level of jadedness that kind of creeps in where you're just like, well, that's an 80s movie. It's whatever. All the things that we've watched over the years, for this show and everything, just how we can discuss how much toxic things are. I wouldn't have probably even noticed much about it. There's a couple of words in there that probably would have had me kind of take a little pause, but it's definitely 10 out of 10 toxicity. I think Jamie Lee's got the best performance. She takes her top off, but Eddie Murphy's great. Everybody's great in this movie. It is definitely toxic because when I went to watch it, you can't find it streaming anywhere. You can find it to pay. You can rent it or you can buy it on streaming, but there's no streaming platforms carrying it right now. So that kind of tells you something. But yeah, overall 10 out of 10 toxicity. The movie's 10 out of 10. Great for 8. It's a great 80s movie. It still holds up today. And I really enjoyed it. And I am glad that we covered it, and I'm glad we got a chance to talk about it.
Okay. Well said. Keto 1.
I'll give
Red
the
shirt.
movie B. And
Red
I'd
shirt.
say
Oh God, the president's here.
it's all.
I'd be honored to be in the presence of the president, not ashamed.
It's about crime, okay? And there's no laptops in this movie. No laptops. But Hunter, what? Where am I? Did I fall up the stairs again?
So, would
Yes.
you say that the old men in this movie were lying dog-faced pony soldiers?
Yes. All of them. Fucking
what?
white. Dead. I get you.
All right. Well, President Biden gets his shit together. Funaki, 9 out of 10. Omnibot, Angel Dust. Deleted Seeds.
Best
Overall,
political
9.
statement of the week, Nick.
Toxicity,
While he
9.
gets his shit
Jamie Lee
together.
Curtis, 10. Thank you.
You think
Peter
that's
Venkman
possible?
Fanfight, 10 out of 10. Toxicity, Police Scully, 8. Class Privilege, 10. Max Redstone, 20 out of 10 for the movie, 10 out of 10 for toxicity. As a former trading floor employee, here's the only real problem I have. Valentine getting his trading badge. In real life, it would take 6 to 12 months plus interviews and ref. That's probably true. Bush McFadden, if I can flip channels, just start watching wherever it is. It's 10 out of 10. Trading Places is that. And Cavatino, Cavalryman Shay, 20 out of 10. Jamie Lee Curtis with 10 for her bobs, another 10 for her legs. Tropic Thunder level toxicity for Dan Blackroyd and Gorilla Grape.
I like
Beijing-
Jamie Lee. I like her.
I bet you
But
do.
She's not young enough for me. I wish she was younger. Yeah. She's a little too old.
30 out of 10 for greatness for Jamie Lee, Eddie, and Dan's performances. All right, it's gonna be red shirt and then 70s and then Mark.
Right.
So red shirt.
Well,
slide in.
Yes. Right.
All the way in.
The The toxicity level on this is, yes, very high. There's just one thing after another that we can say would not be made today, would not be shown today. It's not on streaming services. It's a not, to me, it's a 9.5. It just misses. They could have gone a little further with some of the stuff. They could have made the two old guys, owners of the trading firm, even a little bit more obnoxious than they were. But they were pretty bad. So I give it a 9.5 on toxicity. Greatness, I love the casting in this. I wish that Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd had done another movie together. That along these lines, just something that they paired up and they teamed up on. But Eddie went on to do Beverly Hills Cop, and that took him away for a while, and that made him a superstar. And Dan Aykroyd went and did Ghostbusters, and that was a huge one for him. So they moved in different directions in their comedy careers. Jamie Lee Curtis was fantastic in this. It broke her out of her stereotype of the scream queen for horror movies, gave her other opportunities. So it was big for all three of them. They were all relative unknowns. They had a little bit behind them, experience in them, and Landis placed his faith in them, put them together, and created a hell of an ensemble cast with them. The movie works really, really well as a comedy, I think. I think it's a very funny movie. It's still a funny movie today. It hasn't become dated. And I think part of that is that it's a classic story. Nobody's mentioned it, but this is basically retelling in modern terms, modern for the 80s terms, Mark Twain's The Prince and the Pauper, where a prince and a pauper who look alike trade places supposedly for a short period of time in order to see how the other half lives. And it turns out to be a bit more difficult for the prince because he has to argue his way back into the castle and back into his position because nobody believes him. And he didn't have Jamie Lee Curtis to help him out. So the story is a classic story. It's really well done. It's paced pretty well. There's maybe a couple of places where it could be maybe edited a little tighter, but John Landis was pretty close to the peak of his career as a director and making films. And this movie is one of those that he will be remembered by as a director. When people say, well, what did John Landis do? And people are probably not going to say the Twilight Zone movie. They're probably going to say something like An American Werewolf in London or Animal House or Trading Places. As far as greatness goes, with all of that said, I got to give it an 8. I got to add 2 for Jamie Lee Curtis's assets and take 1 away for the worst fake gorilla suit I've ever seen and a really bad, tasteless grape joke on the end there, even though the bastard in the gorilla suit deserved it. So I come up with a 9 on greatness.
Ooh, all right. Well, thank you, Red Shirt. Appreciate that. Tightness and all. 70s.
Well, I'm not too sure there's much I can add to that because these guys have said an awful lot of things I was
give your score
thinking of saying. But I do think that in an era when there was a lot of great comedies, it still stands out for me. It's I think it's as Bush or somebody said in the chat. It's the sort of movie that I can watch again and again and again and
It transcends time. Yep.
I don't know how many times I've watched it. And it still entertains me every time. Magnificent casting. It's a super script from guys that did a lot of other great scripts. One of the greatest comedies of the 80s, if not indeed of the modern era. By that I mean the 80s onwards. There are comparisons made to screwball comedies of our earlier eras, but obviously having a bit more hipness because it's the 80s. I could see that, but I just think it's very clever, very funny. I love the fact that it's a revenge movie in the end. The guys aren't trying to take down the system. They're just trying to get back at 2 guys that screwed them, and they do it so successfully. I'm still not sure I really understand how that works, the whole future thing. But hey, it's exciting when you watch it. So fair enough. So I do love it. And I do think it is one of the best comedies since the 80s. still stands up extremely well today. The casting is magnificent. Toxicity, it's all been said, but I'd give it a 9 out of 10. In terms of score, for me, in terms of overall greatness, I'd give it a 9.5 out of 10 because I do love this movie. And a double D for Jamie, I think.
Yeah, there you go, buddy.
That's the score that really
Damn
counts.
Skippy.
So yeah, great movie. Love it. Absolutely love it. Those guys were in peak form. Well, one of the best things Aykroyd ever did, I think. And Eddie Murphy just absolutely leaps out of the screen. Great stuff.
All right. Awesome. All right, Mark, you ready to give out the last of the scores, and then we got to pull out?
We're ready to give it up and get on out of here. But
You're the last man to get it up tonight.
Last man. Let's see if I can get it up. But it's echoing what everyone said. This is an awesome movie. I'm a little bit older. I think 70s and I are probably around the same age. And red shirt. So I saw this just going into high school. And I was old enough to see rated R movies finally. And God, Jamie Lee Curtis made a big impression back then on that young
especially in The Stand.
I think I might be a little older. High school.
Yeah,
high school
I'm
was
68.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Yeah, I was born in 68. Yep.
All right, I thought you said you were 68 years old.
No,
no way.
I meant to say I'm born in 68.
I'm 5 years older than you. Mate. 5 years older than you. So.
Okay, yeah.
So am I.
But much more handsome. But it's this movie. I mean, Eddie Murphy's a no one here, right? So he's becoming well known on Saturday Night Live about that time. But he's really a nobody. So he's done 48 Hours, and that movie hasn't even been released yet. So they're going on the previews. So Landis is like, "Who's Eddie Murphy?" Yeah. So and you can see why Murphy has such star power and why he became such a huge actor. And unfortunately, his later movies aren't that good by and by. But he's just he lights up the screen. It's instantly. He's the anti-Captain Marvel. I mean, just when you see Brie Larson, you're like,
that is perfect.
He's a star.
The anti-Captain.
But he's not a brick of wood.
Yeah, I mean, you just know, right? Like right away, just that first scene. I mean, within 10 seconds, when you see this scene,
I can see. I have legs. Oh shit! Look at this. Man, I can walk.
I mean, when you see that in the movie theater the first time, you're dying laughing. You're like, "Who is this?" I mean, I knew Eddie Murphy from Saturday Night Live, but I mean, most people probably didn't. And he just lights up the screen. Like, I got this clip I didn't play yet.
It was not jokes. It was not jokes. You're a dead man, Valentine.
I love that.
I mean, it's just so good between those two.
Oh, the comment he made before he choked him too. Holy canceled little comment. It was all a bad dream, and it was a grow.
Yeah,
it's the Wizard of Oz moment,
Yeah,
and you were there, and you were there.
Yeah, and Aykroyd is
damn it, you were there.
And Aykroyd is just so damn good in this. I mean, and he pulls off that highfalutin, New Englander, kind of where where I'm from, Muffy, that accent. And I know people like that. I've met people like that. It's just the the culture clash in this movie, was
Perfect.
as you were saying, it's perfect. As Richard was saying, the Prince and the Pauper. It's a timeless tale, and it's the movie says a lot more as a comedy. Even though it's a comedy, it says a lot about our society and then the opportunity that people have. And sometimes if you life gives you bad breaks, but that doesn't mean that you can't make something of yourself. Once you get that chance. So that whole concept of nature versus nurture. There's a lot going on in this movie. It's interesting on multiple levels, and of course then you see the bad guys get their epic takedown in the end. And as Tom said, they're not trying to destroy everything, but they're just out for revenge. And wow, they get it. So everyone had a lot of fun in the movie theater watching this. Everyone's cheering at the end, and Eddie Murphy, was is a star. I mean, he's just the movie. Of course, 48 Hours, but this one, I like this movie better in some ways than 48 Hours. I mean, 48 Hours is fantastic, but this really love the story to this. It's a great story, and hey, it's a Christmas movie too in a lot of ways, right? With the
yes, it is.
Dan Aykroyd.
It is a holiday classic,
right? With this, maybe I'll watch it with the kids this weekend. And, when they come back, or do I have to fast forward?
We'll show them the version with
the
Matt
airplane
Morgan.
version.
Yeah,
the Matt Morgan. Yeah. Well, they're all out of college, so I think
they're old enough.
They're
Do
old
you let
enough,
them see titties now?
Well, considering that they're not living at home anymore,
titties?
I have no. There's something called the internet. I think it's pretty easy these days.
Are you a titty supporter?
Poor titties every chance I get.
Yes, yeah.
I support it.
Oh, I got to give my scores. Yeah, I got to give my scores. So yes, this movie's a 9.8 out of 10. It's almost, it's like almost mint. If you're a comic book collector, it's a 9.8. Toxicity, it's a 10. I mean, it's got scenes that you can't have today. It's got a graping gorilla grape.
Yeah, I know the
rhymes.
So
An ape
much
with a grape. Which is just it's hysterical. Lighten up, Francis. Sometimes I mean, it's a comedy. Yeah, it's not supposed to be.
It's not a dick.
Yeah, and I don't know how many handy randies I would give it, but I think you need like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 handy randies to support to support our leading lady here. So she's quite the figure, and it's only a few seconds that Jamie Lee Curtis is naked. Unfortunately, that created a lot of work for me, and it was really tough looking at that. But yeah, it's all around.
You didn't have to spend an hour looking at it, though, did you? You could have edited it a lot quicker than that.
The computer seemed to get stuck on those images. Yeah, but God, she's glorious, Jamie Lee Curtis.
How did you explain to your wife about looking at all those nude images of Jamie Lee Curtis?
I have one of those. You got to keep the door closed.
Are you still working on that?
And not make any loud noises when you're watching that. Yeah.
He's got the shake weight out.
I got done watching that movie and went and had a conversation with Shander. I was like, so I just finished watching, this movie, and I'm like, her tits are amazing, and Shander's like, I know, you know what I'm saying? That's the way it is. That's the way.
That's
I got all right.
Good woman.
I'm almost done, but I got to tell you, Dangerous Liaison. We're watching it with my mom in high school. We rented it, and there's a nude scene in Dangerous Liaison with oh God, who's the actress Uma Thurman, and she's topless. The teacher I don't know why we picked that movie. My mom picked that movie, so it was a French movie, and she's like, wow, her breasts are amazing.
Was that before or after she had kids? Because there was a difference.
Yeah, but yeah, this is so Dangerous Liaisons. I think it was her second movie or first movie. We all looked at my mom. We're like, all my high school buddies were like,
"That's that the one Glenn Close was in and John Malkovich."
Yeah, John Malkovich. Yeah, and they're teaching her the ways of the Dangerous Liaisons. You definitely want to watch that.
I thought Michelle Pfeiffer was in that too.
Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah. She's like, her breasts are fantastic.
Yeah. Hey, beauty is beauty. No matter who's looking at it, beautiful is beautiful.
Yep.
Mark, did you ever have one of those embarrassing moments where your dad brings home a movie, like say Night Moves? Night Moves was a movie most of us should have watched. Good movie, 1992.
Is that Henry Winkler or?
No, I think it's Christopher Lambert, Diane Lane, Cody Lucas movie. Dan Baldwin's in it. Tom Skerritt's in it too. And Megan Leach, but it starts off with a great sex scene. My dad popped this in the VCR, not knowing what the fuck he rented. And I grabbed the popcorn. We get in the living room, and all of a sudden, like it's just hitting, like it's like there's a gorilla in the bed fucking this lady at the start of this film. And my dad and I are both kind of give each other a worried look, like, oh shit, I hope mom doesn't hear this.
Why had a moment like that when we went? Was a Thanksgiving years ago when everyone was like, all the kids are pretty young, and my sister-in-law rented Tropic Thunder, And then, the opening of that movie starts with that stripper dance scene, and they all start yelling at me. It's like, I didn't pick the movie. I wanted to watch Star Wars. Oh, that didn't go over. So I don't think we finished watching it. I think we had to turn it off. So I'm done. Thank you.
All right. Well,
Marcus
Tom,
spent-
you want to fire up that clip for next week's show, and then we'll pull out.
Yeah, I thought this was a good way to tease next week's show. And it's kind of a tie-in with tonight's show.
Yeah, stock market.
Another holiday classic.
Are you having a run on the bank today yet? Well, it's rather brutal here. We're advising our clients to put everything they've got into canned food.
Tony Randall, by the way, did that voice.
Oh, it was Tony Randall.
I love that movie.
So yeah, next week we're going full Gremlins on things. It's gonna be great.
Are Gremlins 1 or
awesome.
Gremlins 2? Which Gremlins?
That
Well, that's from Gremlins 2.
Yeah,
but
we're doing one.
I just did that. We're doing part 1, but I just
Right,
did that
okay.
because of the stock exchange scene.
Yeah, that works.
It's all about tying in.
Well, it's rather
All
brutal here.
So yes,
Yeah, just
next
remember,
week-
Gremlins 2 was a parody by the same director of his first film, and he really did a good job of making fun of his own movie.
I love that movie. I think part
whole-
2 is actually superior to part 1. I love part
It
1.
really is because
Well,
of the
they're
humor.
perfect counterparts, but I'll tell you something. I just got this in the mail today. I wish I actually would have gotten to
Is
meet
it
the
your blow up
individual,
doll?
but It is. It fit right in this little envelope here.
He's thin.
Check that out.
Oh, look at that, Joe
Oh,
Dante,
Ooh,
Nice.
dude.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I got to get it in the
great,
frame,
man.
but yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Joe's a fucking saint of a director.
And then Kitty Bear with a Bridge 2 bounce says Mead radio time. Well, what do you say, Time? Not tonight. Tonight. What's your deal, buddy?
Sure, why not? Do you got a mod who can share my channel link? So we can go
got
live here in
some
about
mods
15
here.
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
give
can
our-
do that.
give our guy. All right. You got a guy here who
Wash
can
and
do that. That's
schwash.
perfect. So you guys now have a place to go at the show. I gotta go to bed, but I'm glad you guys got a place where you can go and reach around and still hang out some more. So that will be where you all let it hang out. Thank you for supporting the show again. Next week, Gremlins. The week after, December 26th, we are off. And then we'll be back in January of 2024. What's up, Eric K? With a banger of a show, which we will reveal next Tuesday night at the end of the show. And trust me, I say,
By the way, at the end of the show next week,
It's a
say
banger.
see you next year.
Is it
Ah,
Is it
yeah.
the 1961 classic Nude Girls on the Moon, which I watched today?
yeah, of
And it
course
was the title was accurate.
I thought we were watching Yentl.
It was a reach around of a title. Big reach around. But anyways, thank you for supporting the show. Thanks for hanging out. And yes, we love when you hang out here. And thank you all for coming here. Coming here as often as you do. And I hope you come back for even more next week when we go full Gremlin. Sorry, my speech is slurry.
Just say we love those Toxic Tuesday pearl necklaces.
Those
We
men
love
wanted
those-
to have sex with me.
You have the biggest dick I've ever seen on a man.
We love those Toxic Tuesday pearl necklaces, warts and all, coming.
There you go.
Nicholas.
But yeah, I guess this might be my quick plug. Friday, Comic Shop Friday night. We'll be talking some Christmas comics, and I did a review for Alpha Core #1 that went out earlier this morning from Chuck Dixon and Joe Bennett. And my next video will hopefully be out by the end of next week. It will be the 5 most underrated metal albums of the 2010s. 2010s, not the 80s, not the 90s, not the 70s, the 2010s. I have them all picked out. I just gotta get the time to record it. If I'm lucky, it'll come out sooner, but I'm just overestimating. So yeah, other than that, I'll be back on Mead in a few days after more of the household clears up of sickness, so I can be on more streams. hopefully by this Thursday. Yeah. Other than that, yeah, Comics Division Thursday night throwdown. My Nick's Metal Mythos. Nah, this is just my. Yeah. It's, I guess you could say it's my own version of it. But anyways, let these do plug their plugs on the way out. 70s.
Tomorrow, Christian Delorme, our great friend, and his channel Vinyl Revival, he's trying to get his own channel up and running. Tomorrow night, we're going to be doing a show about Foreigner.
Nice.
Thursday, obviously, Thursday Night Throwdown. Saturday, Bourbon and Boarding. Me and Brahma on our channels do our hockey show. And then Sunday, the Shit List. We'll be doing week 3 of our favorite Christmas movies. Tom hosting, obviously. So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun so far, and there's still some of the big ones to go this week. So that's... And I'll be kicking around in a few other places, I'm sure.
All right.
Thank you to everybody in the chat. You've been amazing as always tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, for real. Thank you, chat, for being fucking huge and providing great gayness to our show.
Do it.
And for Eric K slinging his wrench around right and left. He knows how to give a good facial with that wrench. And Gerry.
What do you want? Hey, dude.
You're a lion, dog face, pony soldier.
You fucker. Hey, get me on Comics Division, man. That'll be a great place to promote the book.
Okay.
Can you talk? I mean, I
Toxic
follow him.
Man
He doesn't
Flu.
follow me.
Toxic Man Flu is the guy you want to talk to.
Oh, do I have to talk to him? I'm just kidding. I like him.
Yeah.
So
you could tell him you talked with me and that we reached around together, and he'll be okay.
we did a mutual reach around.
Yeah.
It's a Dutch rudder.
Dutch rudder. I'm going to be kind of cool things going on. I'm going to be on a few radio shows this week, and KGRA, despite our parting ways, is supporting what I'm doing, and they're going to make this week a new commercial to promote the campaign and play it at every break. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, I'll do a new breakthrough to a different kind of audience that are pro-soldier, pro-American soldiers in particular, not those goddamn Scottish ones.
Well, you see, I agree with you because I wasn't a Scottish soldier. I was in the Air Force, so you know.
Oh yeah,
so soldiers.
It's not even the military, really.
Bloody army, grunts,
civilians in uniform, Air Force. It's like, so nice haircut. Not. But I'm pushing. We've got 49 days left on this thing, and we're doing very well. And I want to thank all of you guys out there that have been supporting this. You guys are awesome because we share a lot of the same crowd, Nick. You know that.
Oh, dude, we have a lot of people who
I've heard you share a lot of things,
including my STDs. But anyway, I want to thank you guys, and you will catch me. Let's see, we're going to be doing Fridays at TGIF. I'll be talking again a little bit about Vindicated, but on Saturday, I forget what the hell movie we're doing. Everything ties into Vindicated, but Monday is one I'm excited about because we're doing Tommy Lee Jones' action movie, The Park Is Mine, which is another film that inspired Vindicated in so many different ways. Because it deals with the VA issues, deals with post-traumatic stress disorder, and it deals with using violence to get what you believe is needed. So, and he's a good guy. And if you've never seen that movie, guys, watch that movie. And you're welcome to join me on that morning to talk about it.
Ooh, you heard him. You better join him on the morning to reach around and talk about it.
I'm talking to Dustin and Brian, by the way. More than
what happened?
I will try to participate, mate. Don't worry.
I'm just messing with you. You got to get up pretty early in the morning to be on my show.
You always need more men to participate, Gerry. I like that. Don't ever change because
my girlfriend's on there now, so you know she makes the show just enough girly enough for me.
Gerry, you got balls. Big balls. I
like
like
big
balls.
You have balls.
We all love that movie, dude. I don't know anybody that's a friend of mine that doesn't like that movie.
I should be essential to their living. Should be essential to their living, but all right. Where is Mark?
All right. So thanks for
Hey,
having
it's
me
the
on
Big
tonight.
D.
Yeah, I put the camera on so you can see the Big D. Yeah. Too big and whatever. I'm not going
Is
there.
that your nickname for it, Biggin?
Yeah.
Embiggen.
I got to lose weight next year, right? Yeah.
He's
that's the
been
standard line.
embiggened.
Yeah. But thank you, everyone. I hit 1,000 subs, so thanks to everyone here who's done that. Yeah, much appreciated. You guys have been a big help. So very cool, very cool. I'll be on Thursday night on the Clubhouse with Raquel and Clobberin Times. I don't know. I think we're doing Christmas stuff this week. I'm not sure. We usually do UFO and some reviews. Now we're doing Blake 7. I think we might do Christmas stuff. I think the weekend after that. And I'm going to try to do some watch parties on my channel. Maybe Night of the Meek I got to watch again for Christmas, that classic Twilight Zone episode with Art Carney. And if you want to get even more in the Christmas spirit, I'm selling these as Christmas ornaments on my Ko-fi. I'll put the link in. Thank you, Eric K, for putting that up. I'll put the link in that. So that's a doomsday machine from Star Trek.
See,
little mini
me-
version.
To me, it looks
Put
like a
me.
thing called the Camberwell Carrot, but that's a British movie reference that nobody else will get.
Yeah. So you can get a little doomsday machine to put in your tree. What else says Christmas more than the plan to destroy? I got some Hallmark Darth Vaders on the tree. Might as well get a doomsday machine in there. So I'll put that link in there if anyone wants one. But yeah, it's always great fun hanging out with you guys. And yeah, this was a fun night tonight. And we didn't get kicked off of YouTube, so that was successful. So and Sunday Night Geekery, catch the big show's 10 p.m. Eastern Sunday night. Watch that 10 p.m. Eastern. Hang out with Clobberin Times and friends, and talking Doctor Who and all the great stuff that's happening. With the Marvels. Yeah, no, go see Godzilla -1. Yeah,
I agree. It was fantastic. I loved it. So good. One of the best Godzilla movies I've ever seen in the history of ever. No, Mark, thank you. Thank you for all the stunning visuals, for the comedic visuals, and the visuals of gayness. Everything paid off.
We try.
And I think Handy Randy unleashed 4 loads just watching this show tonight. And I think that was all in credit to you.
Thank you. And someone had to do that hard work with Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah,
Tom pulled out. So guys, remember, Tom's gonna be starting Mead Radio in a few minutes. So that's me plugging for Tom. Go watch Midnight Edge in the morning as well. It's their Wednesday show. There's definitely quite a bit to talk about. They'll probably be talking about Bob Iger, and I don't know why they wouldn't be. Bob Iger seems to be having a new thing that's coming up every day, so should be fun to see how it goes. Until then, go catch Mead Radio, guys. Oh, hey, thank you, RK, for plugging that in. So, yeah, that's me plugging in for Tom. Okay. No, Mark, thank you again for what you do, sir. Dustin, what's coming out?
Oh, Keto Simple is the channel. Most of you know that by now. I dropped a video yesterday that showcases and outlines my struggle with food addiction. Not an easy video to make, but I wanted to put it out there for anyone who needs to hear it. We go live on my channel, Shannon and I, on Tuesdays, 7 o'clock Eastern p.m. This Thursday, I will be with Brian and the Rowdies at 3 p.m. Eastern. Is it 3? Yeah, 3 p.m. Eastern.
That's right.
And then I have
yeah.
And then I have a live stream with former Fat Girl at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then I have live on Saturday with Steve from Serious Keto, who is one of the biggest channels in my niche. He's got 385,000 subscribers, or 285,000 subscribers. So he's going to come on and talk with me early in the morning, like 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I go live on Sundays by myself with my coffee and talk. Anybody who wants to come in and join. And last Saturday, I had a live and I was talking with Indigo Neely. She's another one of the big ones in my niche, over 100,000 subscribers. Brian stopped in, dropped a super chat, was super amazing. And
It was an interesting conversation, mate. Very good one indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I appreciate anybody who comes out and checks us or checks me out, listens to us, what we have to say. Because realistically, I'm just trying to help anybody who may have felt the way that I did with being overweight or any of that stuff. So check it out. Let me know what you think.
All right, killer. Go subscribe to Keto Simple. Thank you, Dustin.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me be here, Nick. I appreciate you.
Oh, appreciations.
Thanks for letting me
mutual.
come, Nick.
Oh, dude, you're always welcome here to come. That's what I expect of you. When you don't come, that's why I'm disappointed. Bruce.
All right. Thank you for.
You feel like you didn't
letting
get
me-
your money's worth.
I feel like we had a really fun show tonight, and this was a help cover right before the Christmas holiday season. Really appreciate you letting me talk my piece on it. This is a lot of fun. My channel is basically, if you like little figurines like this, if you're into tabletop gaming, swing on by. We talk about this quite a bit every Thursday night. There's a panel with 6 dudes that they discuss it, called Table Breakers. We do about 2 hours and do a round robin, like 2 or 3 questions. And we've got about 80 years of gaming in. We know what we're talking about when we discuss things with, motivations, player agency, etc. And we try to make it easier for people that whenever they have a question, we try to deep dive on stuff. Right now, letting a friend of mine run just a one shot. Actually, it's 2 nights where we're running through his 5th edition game, which is not my favorite, but whatever. Saturdays. Right now, every Saturday I'm booked up. Every other week, I have a high level game that's been going on for over 4 years. They're about 14th level right now, fighting big ass fire giants. And the other week is a test bed for an alpha game that I'm running right now, and it's just a hodgepodge of rules I've cobbled from better systems, and hopefully it gets that published here in about maybe 2 to 3 years. My name is Bruce Lombardo. Thank you, Nick, for letting me be on tonight's chat with these wonderful men of culture and intelligence. Thank you, sir.
Where were they?
And
We
I
were here,
love
but where were
being
they?
on a panel, sharing a screen with you. We managed to squeeze us all in here, a panel of dudes, and I appreciate what bits you squeeze in there. So thank you, Bruce. Your hands are always gazing towards my eyes. And then Kitty Bear for another 2 British pounds. It's time to leave out the back door. Dude, that's the only door. We lock the front door here. So we don't give you a choice. We're exit only type here. All right, red shirt. This is it. Say your piece. And then we're gonna go a night.
Well, speaking as someone accused of culture and intelligence on the same show, I got to say I don't have anything planned for the rest of this week, but I want to thank you, Nick, as always, for inviting me on these. These are a hell of a lot of fun. I will definitely be back next week, but I might wind up on a stream at some point, maybe Friday evening. We'll see. Keep your eyes open, and of course, you'll see me in the chats modding because I'm on a lot of different channels. And that's pretty much it. See you all around here next time.
All right, kids. There's no intro outro tonight because I gotta go to fucking bed, and it's like one of those things. So no outro. This is the part where we say